A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Evening, everyone. You're now listening to WLS, the voice of Prairie Farmer, America's oldest farm paper, Chicago.
The Johnson Wax Program. Good evening, everybody. The makers of Johnson's Wax negotiate a neat and nifty New Year narrative with nutty nip-ups and some notable novelty numbers by Rico Marcelli's orchestra, Emery Darcy, and those celebrated and celebrating self-starting citizens, Fibber, McGee, and Molly. While we're on our way to 79 Wistful Vista, Marcelli and his men issue a syncopated admonition. Old lady, be good. Wrap it up, Rico. You can have beautiful polished floors in a few minutes' time if you use Johnson's Glow Coat, the remarkable liquid polish that requires no rubbing or buffing. It looks as though Fibber and Molly are getting all set for a big evening. Here's Molly in her purple velvet, and Fibber in his tuxedo. Well, in part of his tuxedo.
Hey, Molly.
Say, if you don't quit bothering me, McGee, New Year's Eve will be over before we get any place.
Molly, did you put them little dinguses into the what's-this?
Talk sense.
Oh, shucks, you know, them studs into my shirt. Did you put them?
No, but I will. But I don't know about that stiff shirt, McGee.
Huh?
When I took it out of the box, 5 moths flew out of it.
No, don't worry about them, Molly. We'll be back before they can starve.
McGee, what's this newspaper doing on the floor?
Huh? Oh, that's the newspaper I had my tuxedo wrapped up in, Molly.
My. Look at the headline. Dewey captures Manila. Heavenly days, McGee. Are you going to wear them shoes? Them yellow ones?
Huh? What's the matter with them? They're comfortable. I'll have them under the table all evening. Nobody will see them.
Oh, yeah? You don't know who'll be under the table before the night's over. You don't wear yellow shoes with a tuxedo, McGee.
Who says so? Shucks, I think they look kind of snappy. I got them shined up purpose, too.
But you should have patent leather ones, McGee.
Patent leather? No, sir. I'm no gigolo. Next thing you want me to carry a rose into my teeth. Oh, hello there, Sil. Come on in, give me a hand.
Yeah.
I done checked the furnace like you say, boss. She'll be okay till y'all get back. I hope.
Well, I hope so, too. Put the studs in McGee's shirt there, silly.
What?
Stick the studs in the shirt, Sil.
Yes, sir. Where is it?
In the little box there. Now, if you two will... McGee.
Huh? What's the matter, Molly?
Look at them pants. They got more wrinkles than Rockefeller.
Well, shucks. They'll be okay after I wear them a while. Anyway, they look kind of like them little pleats that all the fellers is wearing.
Wrinkles is wrinkles, McGee. Now listen. The iron is all attached in the kitchen and the ironing board is up. Let Silly go and press them pants.
Yes, ma'am, I can do that. All right.
No. You stay here and get that shirt fixed, Phil. And say, you ain't putting the right studs in the right holes. You got the cuff button in the front and the collar button. Here, watch me. You hold the shirt like this here, see? Take the stud in the right hand like this. Stick the point in the buttonhole. Press down. Dad dread it. Well, anyway, that's the way you do it.
I get it, boss. Take a little shirt like this. Stick a little stud in here.
That's it.
Twist down and rip a little hole like this.
Dad dread it, still tearing the shirt ain't part of it.
For heaven's sake, go do your pressing, McGee. I'll show Silly how to fix the shirt if there's anything left of it.
Okay. But I'll make a valley out of that boy yet. Hey, Sil.
What?
When I lift my foot, yank the pants off.
Yes, sir.
Now, easy now.
Where y'all get them little short, boss? They show it good. My favorite color, look, is red and green.
That's right.
Yes.
I think they're kind of nifty myself.
Yes,
boy.
it is.
Is the iron hot, Molly?
Well, it should be, McGee. I just got through with it.
Okay. Probably cold by now. Ouch! Nope. It's okay. Now, let's see. Left leg first for luck. Oh, don't never worry about the wrinkles in your pants, 'cause anyway, you figure they're better than ants with a hook skinny wawa and a high there, babe. Oh, now, who took it? Shucks. I'm coming. We don't want no magazine. Oh, hello there, Geraldine.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. McGee.
Well.
I just ran over to return this book to Mrs. McGee.
Well.
It's instructions for knitting. You know, knit one, purl two. I told Gerald you need all your whips to do it right, and he says, yes, knit whips.
Knit whips.
Isn't that just too perfectly fantastic? I mean, isn't it really?
Yeah, but Molly...
I told Gerald I was going to knit him a sweater, and he said he was just yarning for one.
Yarning for one.
Isn't that repulsive? I mean, isn't it really?
Yes.
Oh, Gerald says the swiftest things, Mr. McGee. I mean, he does really.
Yeah, but if you don't mind, Geraldine...
Oh, you go right on with your pressing, Mr. McGee. I don't mind a bit, really.
Yeah.
I'm always telling Gerald to try and iron his own trousers, but he says no, he doesn't want to set a precedent.
Precedent?
Isn't that just too compulsive? I mean, is it really?
Kinda.
But don't let me interrupt you, Mr. McGee. I see you pressing your tuxedo trousers.
Yeah.
I bet you're going out to a brawl.
Well.
Well, I simply can't get Gerald to go out.
Well.
He says the party's either too dry and the humor's all wet, or the party's all wet and the humor is too dry. Imagine? He says the only reason men wear wing collars is so their throats can see what's being poured into them. Gerald says the only way to keep your spirits up is to pour them down. Isn't that simply ghastly?
Yeah, but if...
Well, I'll just put this book on the table here, Mrs.
Oh,
McGee.
all right.
You thank Mrs. McGee for me.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Now, don't you spill any bacon and eggs on your soup and fish.
No.
Well, I simply must go now.
Well, I'm
that's
sorry.
one time I caught you with your pants on the ironing board. Diddle, diddle, diddle.
Who was talking to you, McGee?
Geraldine, why?
Why? You mean you stood there and talked to a lady in your bare shorts?
My bit... why, shucks, Molly, I never thought of that. I need... Shaw. You think she noticed?
Did she notice?
Huh?
Well, do you know it's most 10:30, McGee? We'll celebrate no New Year's tonight unless you get a move on. Silly?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you finish putting the studs in the shirt?
Yes, ma'am. Is this right here, ma'am?
Let's see.
Shucks, that's right, Sil. Hey, look at that shirt.
Silly, did you wash your hands after fixing the furnace?
I was just going to, ma'am. You said to put the studs in the old shirt, ma'am.
Heavenly days. Look at it. Looks like Exhibit A at the Fingerprint Bureau. Well, it's the only one you got, McGee, and you'll have to wear it. Here. Stick your arms through it.
Okay. You finished pressing the pants, Sil.
Yes, sir.
There you are, McGee. Here's your collar.
That collar? Oh, shucks, Molly. I'm going to wear a soft collar.
You do nothing of the kind. It ain't done, McGee.
Oh, now, don't give me that stuff, Molly. I know what's did. Why, when I was in Baltimore, that's before I was married, you know what they called me?
Is it fit for a lady's ear?
Yes, sir. Broadcloth McGee, they called me in them days. Broadcloth McGee, the big shot Beau Brummel of the Baltimore Bachelors. Why, shucks, I mind...
Hold still, Beau Brummel.
Had it, Molly. That's too tight. I can't even breathe.
Oh, there goes the button. Pick it up, McGee.
Okay. You would have to roll away under the stove.
For heaven's sake. There you went and ripped the shirt some more. Now look at it. Ripped in 3 places, the buttonhole tore, still his fingerprints all over it and the collar button lost. Well, thank heavens the pants are all right, at least.
No, ma'am.
What's that, Silly?
I said no, ma'am. That flat iron burned a little old hole right through him.
You really save yourself hours of work when you start using Johnson's Glow Coat on your floors and linoleum. In the first place, this remarkable liquid polish is easily applied with a soft cloth or the long-handled Glow Coat applier. You don't have to do any rubbing or buffing, for Glow Coat shines as it dries without help from you. Once your linoleum is protected with a gleaming polish, you can keep it clean with a dry floor duster instead of a scrub brush. Dust can be whisked right off the shining Glow Coat surface. Soil spots are easily wiped away. Avoid sticky, cheap polishes that become smeary and collect dust. Johnson's Glow Coat sheds dust and dirt and gives a longer-wearing polish. And now, folks, here's Audrey Call with her violin in her own special arrangement of When Day is Done. Audrey Call. And here are the Merry McGees leaving the house for their big evening.
McGee, did you lock the door good?
Yep.
Say, lift your coattail till I see if the cat shows.
Oh, what's the use? You can't see it without me lifting the tail of the coat. Who's going to go around lifting up my coattail all night? Oh.
Well, hurry up and get in the car, McGee.
Okay.
It's close to 11 o'clock now. Where are you going, Sylvia?
Home, please, ma'am.
Oh, no, you don't, Sil. You got to chauffeur us. Come on. Get her started whilst we get these here paper hats on. How does this look, Molly?
Terrific, McGee. Where's mine?
Here you are.
Heavenly days will freeze in a McGee, but who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Happy New Year! Happy New Year, silly!
Yes, ma'am, I guess so.
Come on, Molly. Get in. Are you ready, Sil?
Yes, sir.
Okay. To the Wistful Vista nightclub, boy, and don't spare the horses.
What horse?
Oh, skip it.
Whip it.
Skip it. Get going, silly.
Yes, sir. Here go. Battery dead, boss.
What say, Sil?
I said that little battery dead, boss.
Oh, dear.
But here come the little tax cab, boss. Maybe he give us a push.
Hey there,
Yoo-hoo,
cabby.
mister!
Hey, cabby.
Yoo-hoo, Mr. Taxi Cab Man. Will you give us a push to get started?
He gonna do it, boss.
Hi there, brother. Happy New Year. Will you give us a push with the taxi cab?
Sure, but this is a waxy cab, a Johnson's waxy cab. And you can place this in those paper hats, friends. Protect that car finish of yours from snow, sleet, and cold weather with a hard coat of Johnson's Auto Wax. Why, it's so easy to apply you can do the job yourself. Or you can have it done at your garage or waxing station. Now, don't forget, Johnson's Auto Cleaner and Johnson's Auto Wax.
What are you doing running that taxi cab, Harpo?
Isn't it expensive to run such a big car, Mr. Wilcox? You used to drive a little one, didn't you?
Sure, but being a Johnson salesman, I found I could save up to 1/3 with the large-size can. Get it?
For you and me, my dear, here's to romance. Long may it linger here. Here's to your joy, your eyes that shine. Here's to your lips divine. Long may they cling to mine. I give a toast to every star above. Here's to this night, to all we're dreaming of. I drink to you and to the birth of love. Here's to romance. Here's to romance.
That was Emery Darcy singing Here's to Romance. And now back to the McGees. They're off at last, whooping it up toward the Wistful Vista nightclub, where they plan to see the old year out and the new year in. Listen.
Step on it, Sil. Whoopee!
Yoo-hoo, officer. Happy New Year.
Horse fellas.
You hear that, McGee?
Oh, shucks.
He done gave you the wrong answer, ma'am. He should have said the same to you, ma'am.
Shucks, we ain't got the right response yet tonight. Bunch of dad-ratted sourpusses, if you ask me. Oh, Happy New Year there, neighbor.
Did you see the dirty look, McGee?
Oh, shucks, what do we care? I'm going to enjoy this evening if it kills me. Whoopee! Hail, hail, the gang's all here. What's the... Oh, good evening, ma'am. Happy New Year, ma'am.
Happy New Year to you, ma'am.
Why not?
What's the dad-ratted town's gone Republican? Come on, silly, step on it.
Well, at least they'll have the right spirits at the nightclub.
Here he is, ma'am, right here.
Okay. Gotta get them brakes fixed. Come on, silly, we ain't got much time left.
You go somewhere and wait for us, silly.
No, ma'am, I'm waiting in the club here, ma'am.
What's that, Sil?
I say I'm waiting in this little club.
What you mean you're waiting in this club?
Waiting table, ma'am.
Oh, waiting table in the nightclub here, are you?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Shucks, why didn't you say so, Sil?
I didn't know it myself, but I read it in this little old radio script, boss.
Well, come on, McGee. Leave the car here. Are you sure it won't freeze up?
Yep, you can't. There ain't no water in it.
My, it's a real quiet evening for New Year's Eve, McGee.
Sure, but you just wait till 12 o'clock comes and watch things bust loose, Molly. Well, here we are.
Check your hats and coats, sir.
Want to check your coat, Molly?
No, I'll take the rap as usual.
Good evening, sir. I'm the head waiter.
Oh, Happy New Year, Bud.
Thank you.
Are we too late to get a good table, Mr. Head Waiter?
Oh, no, I believe I can place you nicely. Walk this way, please.
Oh, I can't, Bud. I ain't bow-legged like you.
Oh, McGee, you're so funny. Why, it's real quiet in here, considering.
Yes, madam, we run a very orderly club.
Hey, your voice is kind of familiar, Bud. You know a fellow by the name of Harpo Wilcox?
Why, you mean the famous Harlow Wilcox?
That's right.
The one who's always talking about Johnson's Glow Coat? The no rubbing, no buffing floor polish that shines as it dries in 20 minutes?
That's the feller.
The one who talks about the attractive yellow can with the red stripe and the name Johnson's Glow Coat?
That's him?
Sorry, madam, I don't know him.
Oh.
Well, here you are. I think you'll like this table. You can see the floor show very well from here.
That's fine. That's using the old head waiter.
Yeah.
Ain't funny, McGee. Not even the Johnson salesman laughed at that. Say, where is everybody?
Everybody, sir.
That's what I says. You ain't got much time left to fill up the place.
Oh, there will be latecomers all evening, sir.
Oh.
Do you wish to retain the paper hat, madam and sir?
Well, shucks, why not, Bud? What's the celebration without getting dressed up for it? Send the waiter over here, will you?
Certainly, right away. Waiter, table number 12.
Let me take that horn, McGee.
Okay.
I'll wake this bunch up. Whoopee! Happy New Year! Look at them, McGee. Just a bunch of dead pans.
They'll liven up, Molly. I always says...
Call for the waiter, boss.
Oh, hello there, Sil. You wait table here often?
Yes, sir.
How much you get?
McGee, it's none of your business.
Oh. You got some good champagne, Sil?
Yes, sir. 20-year-old, boss.
Oh, no, sir. None of that. We get fresh stuff or we don't order.
Yeah, but boss, here's your job.
Never mind the salesmanship, Sil. Don't pull that on me. Shucks. When it comes to wines, I knows my apple.
Just a wine sap.
Yes, sir. That's so. Well, Sil, bring us some fresh champagne and a hamburger piece.
Not for me, McGee. I'll have well, let's see now. What'll I have?
You're looking at the wrong side, Molly. The prices is over there.
Quiet, McGee. Silly.
Yes, ma'am.
Bring me a bowl of consomme.
Yes, sir.
The head of a lettuce and Thousand Islands. French fried potatoes and celery and radishes and olives. A filet mignon and a nice steak. What you going to have, McGee?
Looks like he's going to have a fit, ma'am.
You sure you want all that stuff, Molly?
Why, sure, I'm sure. We're celebrating New Year's Eve, ain't we?
Okay, okay. Give me one membership into a club sandwich, sir.
Club sandwich, yes, sir. That all, boss?
Yes, I ain't as hungry as I was.
My, I wish the orchestra'd play. I'd like to dance.
Me too, Molly. Shucks, I used to be quite a dancer in my day. Used to run a dancing school over in Lorraine, Ohio. Had classes in tap, acrobatic, ballet, soft shoe, and the old-fashioned waltz. Shucks, some of them fat old gals learning ballet give me quite a laugh.
Ballet laughs, I suppose.
I'll never forget the time I teamed up with Pasco de Mosco with a challenge buck and wing act playing the Orpheum time. And Gus' son. We was playing the Bijou in Scranton one week when... Say, is that cigarette, gal?
I believe
I want a cigar to celebrate with. Hey there, sis.
You wish for something, sir?
Yeah, I want a mild panatella that will...
Aren't you the girl that was in the check room?
Yeah, I am. A double-less check room gal and cigarette gal.
Checks ought to make you wait on table and sing with the orchestra, too.
Oh, maybe you think I couldn't do it. I used to be in vaudeville.
Is that so?
Well, no, isn't that nice?
I wonder if you ever met up with my act, sis. I had me a monkey act then.
What do you mean then?
McGee's Marvelous Mongolian Monkeys they was billed as, sis. Clean entertainment for the whole family.
I'm sorry. I don't believe I ever knew him.
What did you do on the stage, dearie?
Oh, me? Oh, I had one of them double voice acts, you know. High voice and low voice.
You did, huh? Well, let's hear it, sis.
Sure, do it once.
Right. Look. I can use my high voice like this to tell you all about my check room service and these cigars and cigarettes, see? Or...
I can use this voice to tell you about Johnson's Glow Coat. If the pattern in your kitchen linoleum looks faded and dull, yet you feel you can't afford a new floor covering, you'll be glad to know that Johnson's Glow Coat will make that linoleum shine like new in a few minutes' time. Why, just spread a little of this remarkable liquid polish lightly over the floor, let it dry for 20 minutes, and see the transformation. A shining polish, easy to keep clean. Your best guarantee of satisfaction is the fact that Glow Coat is a product of the famous Johnson's Wax Laboratories.
And then I can go back to this voice to tell you that you can save up to 1/3 by buying Glow Coat in the large size can, see?
Simple, isn't it?
My, it was wonderful.
It's great stuff, sis. Though I'd have swore I'd heard that second voice someplace before.
Probably while you were monkeying around in vaudeville. Well?
I'll be seeing you later, I hope.
You know, Molly, I still think there was something funny about that.
Oh, forget it, McGee. What time is it?
Oh, it's just exactly 11 minutes to 12, Molly. Watch these folks bust loose when the bells start ringing.
Oh, look, McGee, the band's going to play. What does the sign say?
It says Rico Marcelli and his top hat tornadoes playing I Found a Dream. About 1 minute. Oh, and here's Sil with the grub. File him anywhere, Sil.
Yeah, sir. Brown sandwich here, boss. Get a meat man over there. Coffee, cream, you got butter. Would there anything else, boss?
No, I guess that's all for now, Silly, but after things bust loose, you can bring that there champagne. And it won't be long. Hey, look, Molly.
What?
Look, 12 o'clock. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everybody!
Yippee! Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
Get me up on the table, McGee. I'll give him an Irish jig.
Okay, up you go, Molly. There.
Happy New
Year! Hey, look out, Molly. You're going to step in the butter.
All right. What's going on here? What are you people doing?
Help me up, McGee.
Okay, Molly.
Happy New Year, Mr. Headwaiter. Happy New
Oh,
Year.
look so sour, Bud. Happy New Year.
Listen here, I'm sorry, but you'll have to leave. We can't have this disturbance in a respectable nightclub.
Where's your New Year spirit, you Lugan?
Well, what's the matter with everybody here, Bud? Don't New Year's mean nothing to them?
I will when it gets here.
What do you mean when it gets there? It's 12 o'clock, ain't it?
Yeah, but you're a day early.
What?
Yes, this is Monday night. New Year's Eve is tomorrow night. Now get out of here. All right. And so, until next Monday night at this same hour, when it will be the New Year, may we wish you health and prosperity in 1936. May your future gleam like a coat of Johnson's Glow Coat. By the way, you save 1/3 on the large size Cayenne. This is Wilcox, folks. Auf Wiedersehen. Just one last word of reminder that Rico Marcelli's songwriting contest ends at midnight on Wednesday, January 1st. Owing to the large number of entries, it may be several weeks before the judges are able to select the winner, who will be promptly notified at that time. The winner will receive a $100 cash prize from S.C. Johnson & Son, and the winning song will be published with full royalty rights by Irving Berlin Incorporated and will be featured by Rico Marcelli on one of the future Fibber McGee broadcasts. This is the National Broadcasting.
K-E-L-L-O. The Jell-O program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Kenny Baker, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with No Wonder. Well, here we are at the beginning of another year, and Jell-O wants to send greetings to all of you. And we've received a letter that makes a swell New Year's greeting for us. It's from a woman who's been using Jell-O year in and year out for the past 37 years. She is Mrs. C.C. Brown of Huntington, West Virginia. And listen to what she writes. We bought our first package of Jell-O in December 1902. We lived in the country then and made few trips to a store, so the Jell-O was a bit of a luxury, saved for the holiday gathering of kin and friends. Needless to say, Jell-O made a hit, and we've used it exclusively ever since. When I had my own home, I wanted something special. Nothing so filled the requirements as Jell-O. In all those 37 years of use, I've never had a package that wasn't perfect, and Jell-O is a prime favorite with my family. Well, thank you, Mrs. Brown. That's a grand letter to start us off on 1939, and to the rest of you, we'd like to say, if you want to give your family their prime favorite dessert, if you want to enjoy that delicious, extra-rich fruit flavor, look for the big red letters on the box. They spell Jell-O. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this being the first day of the new year, it behooves me to introduce the star of this program in a manner befitting his dignity and position.
Well.
He is a man whose illustrious character and many fine qualities have my sincere admiration.
Oh, Don, please.
A man whose lovable nature and unselfish devotion to others...
Say, Jack.
Quiet, Mary. I want to hear this. Go ahead, Don.
Whose unselfish devotion to others has endeared him to the hearts of his public.
How true.
So I bring you none other than that sparkling, scintillating, outstanding personality...
That's not me. I'll kill myself.
Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking, one of the sweetest guys I've ever met. And, Don, I want to thank you for that beautiful introduction. You know, as a rule, a man has to be dead before he gets such a lovely tribute.
Well, I wrote it just before the broadcast while you were lying down.
Oh, you didn't expect me to get up, eh? Well, I am pretty tired after last night. Hey, by the way, Don, what did you do New Year's Eve? Did you have any fun?
Oh, I had a swell time, Jack. Simply wonderful.
That's good.
First, I took my wife to a movie, and then we went to the Coconut Grove to celebrate.
Well, that was nice. First the picture, and then the Coconut Grove. I suppose you danced a lot.
No, my wife left her shoes in the movie.
Well, there's nothing like relaxing at the cinema. I often slip my shoes off myself, but I'm getting so absent-minded I'm not going to do it anymore.
You're not?
No, the other night at Grauman's Chinese, I was clear down to my underwear before the usher stopped me. Oh, it was embarrassing.
I can imagine. Well, tell me, Jack, how did you spend New Year's Eve? Any excitement last night?
Well, I had a fairly good time, Don. I took Mary to the Wilshire Bowl, you know, where Phil Harris is playing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Say, you had a pretty good time in my place last night, didn't you, Jackson?
Yes, I had a nice time, Filson. But as long as it was your place, you might have seen that I got a decent table.
What are you talking about? Your table wasn't so far away.
It wasn't. I was so far from the bandstand, I couldn't even see the circles under your eyes. It's a fine table.
Oh, you're exaggerating, Jack. There were a lot of people sitting behind you.
Listen, Phil, the only people sitting behind me were from Pasadena, and they were home at the time. What a New Year's Eve.
Well, Jack, maybe Phil couldn't help it. New Year's Eve is a big night, and after all, first come, first serve.
That's what burns me up, Don. I was the first one in the place. When I got there so early, the manager asked me to help blow up the balloon. How do you like that?
Well, you got paid for it, didn't you?
That's not the point. Now, let me tell you another thing, Phil. I don't mind my table being far away, but the next time you seat me behind a post, please see that there's a knothole in it.
Behind a post? What are you talking about?
Oh, never mind.
Hello, Jack. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I was just telling Phil about the fine table he gave us last night. Imagine seating us behind a post. It burns me up.
You're crazy, Jack. We weren't behind a post.
We weren't?
No, that was a piece of confetti on your glasses.
why didn't you tell me? I nearly broke my neck trying to peek around it. Anyway, post or no post, we were certainly sitting far enough away from everything.
Well, I'm glad we were. I was so ashamed sitting next to you with that old-fashioned tuxedo you had on. Why don't you buy a new one?
Oh, how often do I wear a tuxedo? Besides, it isn't so old.
It isn't?
No.
Go on. I put my hand in your pocket and pulled out a program from Ford's Theater.
Listen, Mary, that suit might be a little out of style, but they're still wearing single. Now listen, Mary, that suit might be a little out of style, but they're still wearing single-breasted tuxedos.
Not with a belt in the back.
Well, they're coming back, so don't be so smart.
Mary's right, Jack.
Oh, she is.
Your pants were so tight you had to wear your garters on the outside.
Listen, Maestro, one more crack out of you, and you'll be leading the organ on the Lum and Abner program. And another thing, Phil, the next time I dance by your orchestra, watch your baton. Remember that.
Okay, buddy.
Buddy, yes. Incidentally, fellas, this being the new year, I was going to give you all a raise in salary, but the way you've been acting today, I'm not going to do it.
I'd be satisfied just to get my regular salary on time.
Now, wait a minute, Phil. Don't give me that. I put your check in the mail every Monday morning.
Well, from now on, don't pin it on a postcard. I don't want people to know what I'm making.
All right, Phil, cut out the beefing. Let's see if we can't inaugurate the new year with a little harmony.
Oh, Jack, you want to hear something awful?
What, Mary?
Here it is, New Year's, and I forgot to write a poem about it.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'll sit right down and dash one off.
Okay, hurry it up.
I'll fill in a little time for you, Mary. Ladies and gentlemen, while Miss Livingston is struggling with her latest brainchild, let me remind you that one of the best ways to start out the new year is to have Jell-O for dessert.
Darn this pen.
It is tempting, delicious, easy to make, and comes in 6 delicious flavors.
Hey, Jack, how do you spell knowledge? With an N or a K?
With a K.
Strawberry, raspberry, cherry.
With a capital K?
Orange.
Yes, a capital K.
Lemon and lime, for heaven's sake.
I'm sorry, Don. And now, folks, going from the...
All right, Jack, I'm all set.
Why, Mary, is your poem finished already?
Yeah.
Gee, you work faster than George Bernard Shaw.
Well, his beard gets in his way.
Oh, that's right. What's the title of your poem?
Goodbye, 1938. Hello, 1939.
Well, that covers everything. Go ahead.
Oh, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Please don't be a sad and blue year. These last 12 months have been sublime. So goodbye, 38. Hello, 39.
Well, so far, nobody is screaming.
You just wait.
Oh.
I wonder who this coming year will be our favorite movie star. Will it be Garbo or Sonia Heine? So goodbye, 38. Hello, 39.
90.
What has this year in store for us? For thee and thou, and thy and thus. Will Don get fatter? Will Phil be gay? Will Kenny get knowledge with a capital K?
I doubt it.
I'd like to ask you, if I dare, will Jack continue to lose his hair?
Mary.
And when it's gone, will it say away? Goodbye, 38. Hello, toupee.
Mary, get to the last verse, will you?
It's coming up now.
That's good.
Oh, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Please don't be a sad and blue year. We will give you one more chance. So goodbye, Broadway. Hello, France.
Well. Mary, you finally did it. Hey, Phil, do you think you can follow Mary's poem with a number?
I'll try.
Okay, hit it, boys. Wait a minute. Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
Oh, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. To the greatest man I know. And I bring you fondest greetings. There's a wagon. I must go.
Well, I'm glad they let him out for our program. Play, Phil. was Say It With a Kiss, played by Phil Harris and his original orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Original? Wait a minute, Jack. This isn't the band I started out with.
I don't mean that, Phil. I mean when they look at their music, they still play something original. And speaking of the band, Phil, you'd think that they could start out the new year by dressing a little better. Where'd they get those awful-looking neckties?
Aren't they atrocious?
They certainly are. Where'd they get them?
I gave them to them for Christmas.
Oh. And saying that reminds me, Phil, that was some Christmas present you sent me. You must have been under the weather when you bought it.
Oh, no, I wasn't. I was sober as a judge when I bought your gift.
You were not.
I was, too.
Then let me ask you something. What use have I got for a porthole? Is that a fine present, Mary? A porthole.
Well, if your head gets any bigger, you can use it for a monocle.
All right, don't make it any worse than it is. Oh, hello, Kenny.
Hiya, Jack. Happy New Year.
Well, Kenny, I see you're still celebrating. You must have had a good time last night.
I'll say. I didn't get to bed until 10 o'clock. Gosh, I'm a wreck.
Kenny, how can you be a wreck if you went to bed at 10 o'clock?
I slept in a folding bed and I forgot to pull it down.
Well, it's none of my business, Kenny, but would you mind telling me how you got into a folding bed without pulling it down first?
I'm not going to tell till I get it patented.
Oh, that's right. Guard your secret carefully. And stop blowing that horn.
Well, I'm practicing for the Rose Bowl game at Pasadena tomorrow. Say, are you going, Jack?
I certainly am. I wouldn't miss it for anything. Hey, Mary, I got a couple of good seats. You want to go with me?
No. I went with you last year, and you were the only one in the stand wearing a raccoon coat and a beanie.
Well?
And the way you were waving that pennant around, I was so embarrassed.
Well, what's wrong with waving a pennant?
Yours said Waukegan High School on it.
All right, you don't have to go with me. I'll take somebody else. You want to go with me, Kenny?
Sure, but I'll have to bring my girl along.
Well, I don't see how, Kenny. I've only got 2 seats.
Well, I'll invite her anyway. Maybe we can lose her in the crowd.
Yes, that ought to solve our problem. Incidentally, I mislaid my ticket somewhere in the house. I hope Rochester finds them.
Hey, Jack, who do you pick to win the game, Duke or USC?
Well, Phil, I'm a USC man myself, and I think it's a cinch for them to win.
Oh, you do, eh? Well, how much do you want to bet?
Well, I didn't say anything about betting, Phil. I just told you who was going to win.
Well, if you're so sure about it, why don't you want to bet?
Because gambling is naughty. And you know it.
You mean because you're a scaredy cat?
Scaredy cat, listen, Harris, what are the odds on the game?
2 to 1 on USC.
All right, wise guy, I'll bet you 20 cents to a dime, and put up or shut up. Well, what are you stalling for, Harris?
He's afraid if he wins, you'll fire him.
That's it.
I thought you'd welch on it.
20 cents to a dime. Make that $100 to 50 and you got a bet.
Don't try to show off, Phil. You had your chance. Now, let's drop it.
You know, I don't think Jack wanted to bet at all.
Sing. Kenny, your job on this program is to sing.
Well, I can have a hobby, can't I?
You better stick to stamps, Kenny, and go ahead with your song so we can get to do our play tonight.
Okay.
Hold it a minute. That must be Rochester. I asked him to call me. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Billy. This is Rochester.
Yeah, I was waiting for your call. Did you find my 2 tickets for the Rose Bowl game?
No, I look high and low. I can't find them anywhere.
Oh, gone it. That's a shame. Well, keep on looking. They might be in the house. They must be in the house someplace.
Okay.
So long.
So long. Say, boss, can I have tomorrow off? I got to go to a wedding in Pasadena.
A wedding in Pasadena. Tell me, Rochester, who's getting married?
What was that, boss?
I said, who's getting married in Pasadena tomorrow?
Oh, aunt of mine.
An aunt of yours, eh? Who's she marrying?
Some fellow that's going to be my uncle.
Uh-huh, I see. Now, at what time does this wedding take place?
They kick off by 1:30.
What's that? What did you say?
Nothing. Keep quiet, operator.
Rochester, there was no operator on the line. Now, you found those Rose Bowl tickets, didn't you?
Well,
You found those tickets, didn't you?
Am I under oath?
Answer me. Did you or did you not find those tickets?
Sing, Kenny.
Listen, Rochester, when I get home tonight, I want to find those 2 tickets on the dresser in my bedroom.
Okay, boss. Happy New Year.
Go ahead and sing, Kenny. That Rochester. The only way I can keep things in my house is to nail him down.
Sincere, that I will always love you, dear, that when you need me, I'll be near, I promise you. My love for you is as great as a love can be, yet words couldn't quite express the way that I feel. And as we stand at the doorway of days to be, I faithfully take an oath on all that concerns us both. I promise you with heart sincere that I will always love you, dear, that when you need me, I'll be near, I promise you. I promise you I'll build a shrine where we can keep our love divine until the very end of time, I promise you. With every dawn that I awaken, I know my chances will increase to keep the vow I've taken, to see that your joys never cease. I promise you your heart will sing in what will seem eternal spring. I'll try to bring you everything I promise you.
That was I Promise You, sung by Kenny Baker. And, Kenny, that was very good for a fellow who stayed up until 10 o'clock. Your voice hardly showed it.
Oh, I'll put myself together in a couple days.
I hope so. And, Kenny, if you got to bed at 10 o'clock last night, how'd you get those awful circles under your eyes?
I painted them on. Ain't I nuts?
You sure are. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction this evening...
I was going to paint wrinkles on my forehead, but my mother wouldn't let me.
Well, she was right. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
If I was Kenny's mother, I'd trade him in for an Airedale.
Now, Mary, Kenny's mother wouldn't do that. And now, folks...
We've got an Airedale!
All right. If you two will quiet down, I'd like to get on with our play. And now, folks...
You know something, Kenny? I never met your mother.
Oh, you didn't?
Phil, for heaven's sake, who cares? Now, let's get on with the play. Everybody's butting in here but Don.
Well, I met Mrs. Baker.
Oh. Well, I'm very happy to know it. And now, folks, going from Mrs. Baker to our feature attraction of the evening, this being the first day of the new year, tonight we are going to present an original play, a sort of a New Year's fantasy, entitled The New Tenant, or Goodbye 38, Hello 39. Now,
You stole that from my poem.
Mary, that was just a coincidence, believe me. Now, in this fantasy, I will play the part of 1938. And Mary...
You know, Jack, I read this play 4 times, and I still can't understand it.
Well, in the first place, Kenny, our play is a little too deep. And in the second place, you're a little dope. Now, I will be 1938, and Mary will be Mrs. 1938, my loving, loyal wife. And we have 12 children. What are you laughing at?
I don't know. It's censored.
And keep still. Now, our play opens in the home of Mr. and Mrs. 1938, who live in a big round house called the Earth. It is almost midnight on December 31st, and their lease is about to expire. Curtain. Music. Oh, Mariah.
What do you want, Pa?
Better hurry up with that packing. The landlord says we've got to get out by midnight to make room for the new tenant.
The new tenant? Who is he?
Oh, some little nudist by the name of 39. He don't know what he's getting into, does he, Ma?
Nope. This house sure has been a mess, ain't it?
You said it. Remember a couple of months ago when the bathtub ran over and got New England soaking wet?
I sure do. And say, Pa, what about the time last spring when the roof leaked and we had to hang Los Angeles out to dry?
Wasn't that awful?
Yep. Hey, Pa, turn on the moon. I can't see what I'm packing here.
Okay. Hey, Moon.
What do you want, you old fossil?
I want some light down here. And quit winking at my wife.
Okay. Say, you want some milk, too?
Milk?
Yeah, a cow just jumped over me.
Well, I'll be darned.
Quit gabbing, Pa. We ain't got much time.
That's right. Darn those shooting stars, they're having a feud again.
Doggone it, Pa. Even with all our troubles, I kind of hate to leave here.
So do I. After all, we did have a lot of fun.
Remember the time that scallywag Howard Hughes flew around our house in 5.5 days?
Do I? He sure had me dizzy. And then that fella Corrigan, he started to fly from the kitchen to the parlor, and the darn fool ended up on the back porch.
Say, Pa, did you pack up all the swing music?
I'm doing it now. Blackfoot Bluesy with the Floyd. Might as well take that with us. Say, Ma, it's 5 minutes to 12. We better start rounding up the kids. Where are they?
Well, January, February, and March, they're outside playing on a cloud.
Oh, where's April?
He's taking a shower.
Oh, he's always doing that.
The rest of them around here someplace.
Well, tell him to stick close. We're going to leave in just a few minutes.
I wonder who that can be.
I'll go over and see. A tisket, a tasket. Boy, am I sick of that. Well, look who's here.
Who is it, Pa?
It's old man Mars from across the Milky Way. Hiya, Mars.
Hiya, neighbor. Heard you were leaving tonight, so thought I'd drop over and say goodbye.
Well, that was mighty sweet of you.
Say, I sure handed you a scare a couple of months ago, didn't I?
You certainly... Hey, what was the big idea, anyway?
Well, I really didn't mean it. I was lighting a cigarette, and I reached down in the Hudson River to put the match out.
And what happened?
Well, my hand slipped, and I gave New Jersey a hot foot.
You sure did. Say, Marge, you'll have to excuse me now. It's almost midnight, and I got to be getting out of here. So long.
So long. Oh, say, I got my rocket ship outside. Can I give you a lift anywhere?
No, thanks. We'll be all right. Say, those rocket ships smoke a lot, don't they?
Yeah, the exhaust pipes are bad. I just flew by heaven, and now angels really got dirty faces.
Well, if you pass by the other place, give my regards to Fred Allen. So long, Mars.
So long.
Well, Ma, it's almost midnight, so put on that silly hat of yours and let's get going.
Okay, Pa.
There's the first stroke of 12. I wonder what's keeping the new tenant.
Don't worry, he'll be here.
Doggone, Ma, I forgot to find out where we're moving to.
Thought you bought a place over on Jupiter.
No, but I took a look at Venus. Time's a-fleeting. We can't leave until that little brat gets here.
That must be him now.
Yep. Come in. Well, hello, young fella. Are you the little New Year?
I ain't Bobby Green.
Well, my boy, come right in. Well, this is it, young man. Tell me, what do you think of your new home?
Boy, what a dump. This house could stand a lot of fixing up.
I know it, son. A lot of things wrong here, my boy. Yes, sirree. That Spanish shawl on the piano there is all ripped and torn. Need a lot of mending. And another thing, the china is just about all smashed to pieces. And while I think of it, son, if you see some little lost sheep roaming about, try and find a place for them around the house somewhere.
I'll do what I can. For heaven's sake, let's get going.
Just a second more. Now, there's just one more thing, young fella.
What's that?
May not sound like much, but it's a mighty big issue. Your greatest worry, my boy, is going to be to pick out a Scarlett O'Hara. That had me groggy all year.
Come on, Pa, you're talking too much.
I'm coming, Ma. Say, young fella, you want any Jell-O, you'll find plenty in the pantry.
Thanks, old-timer.
You're welcome. Happy New Year, young fella.
Happy New Year.
Come on, Ma, let's go.
Here's a swell new dessert for the holiday season. It's one the whole family will enjoy, and it's easy to prepare. It's Jell-O butterscotch pudding. And until you've tried it, you don't know just how delicious a pudding dessert can be. Creamy smooth, rich and tasty, with that real old-fashioned butterscotch flavor that will bring the family back for more. Then try the new Jell-O vanilla pudding. Tempting, delicate, and full flavors. And the Jell-O chocolate pudding, smooth and chocolatey, the kind that Mother used to make, but far quicker and easier. For all three Jell-O puddings take next to no time to prepare. There's only a few minutes cooking required. You'll find the simple directions on every package. And these new puddings will be a real surprise to you, for they're just as good as your own. Made with the same fine, wholesome ingredients, with a taste and texture you'll say is perfect. The best way to buy is to get 3 packages at a time. So ask your grocer for Jell-O butterscotch, vanilla, and a chocolate pudding. The real homemade kind.
This is the last number of the 14th program in the new Jell-O series. And we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time. Are you listening, Tommy? And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce that in response to many, many requests, and owing to a renewed and timely interest, we are going to present our version of Walt Disney's famous picture, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, next Sunday night. So if you missed it the first time, folks, be sure and tune in. And if you heard it, tune in anyway, as we're going to have a brand new Prince Charming. Guess who, folks? Oh, Andy, you gave it away. Good night, folks.
The Jell-O program is courtesy of Mervyn LeRoy Productions. The Jell-O program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. That was Do I Love You, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in just a few short hours, we will welcome in the new year, 1940. So without further ado, we bring you a man who was once 19 and once 40, Jack Benny.
Jell-O again. This is Jack Benny, who is rapidly closing in on Social Security talking. And, Don, you can go right ahead and kid about my age, because I'm not the least bit sensitive. Remember that famous saying, Don, a man is just as old as he feels.
How do you feel, Jack?
Ooh, Johnny. But I'm only joking, Don. I'm one guy who welcomes every new year. It brings new life, new hope, new calendars. Boy, they sent me enough calendars this year to paper my living room.
Now, Jack, don't tell me you hung up all the calendars people sent you.
Why not, Don? They have gorgeous paintings on them. I got a honey from my tailor. It's a picture of a beautiful Italian girl sitting in a gondola with her reflection in the moonlit waters of the Grand Canal in Venice. Oh, it's a Lulu.
From your tailor, huh?
Yes, and right under the picture is this Italian girl's name, Pleaso Ramito. That's the most artistic hint I ever got. Huh?
You think it'll work?
I doubt it. When they get subtle with me, I burn up. And say, Don, I got the cutest calendar from that little restaurant down the street where I eat once in a while.
Oh, you mean Ginsberg's Hanging Gardens?
That's it. Well, their calendar has a picture of the restaurant, and right under it is their new slogan, Ginsberg's Grill, where the matzo ball meets the soup. Isn't that original?
It certainly is.
Hey, Jackson, did you get one of those calendars from the Wilshire Bowl?
No, Phil, I didn't.
You didn't get one with my picture on it?
Your picture on it?
Why, certainly, yeah, the one where I'm standing with a baton in my hand, leading a 75-piece Philharmonic Orchestra.
No, what's the title of it?
It Can't Happen Here.
You said it. Phil, where did you ever have a picture taken with 75 musicians?
Ocean Park, they do it with mirrors.
I knew there was a trick to it. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, Mary. Happy New Year.
What are y'all talking about?
Well, I was just telling Don and Phil about the calendars I got this year. Gee, I got them hanging in every room.
Did you tell them about the one you got from your life insurance company?
Oh, that silly thing. They got their nerve.
What was it, Mary?
Just a picture of a hand with two fingers crossed.
Hey, they aren't so worried. Say, I wonder who thinks up all those calendars.
They sent me a bunch of them, too. And, Jack, you ought to see the swell one I got from the May Company.
You got one from the May Company?
Yeah. There's a beautiful picture of the store, and right under it says, "Come back, all is forgiven."
Well, it's nice to know there's a job waiting for you just in case you get fresh tonight.
Well, I ought to get fresh after that Christmas present you sent me. A fine gift, a saucer.
Now, wait a minute, Mary. It might not look like much, but that saucer I gave you happens to be real pewter.
It certainly does.
Well, there's no use talking to you. You just don't know a genuine antique when you see it. That saucer came over on the Mayflower.
I believe you still had coffee in it from the Pilgrims.
Well, the Pilgrims made very good coffee, so stop complaining. Did you have a nice Christmas, Don?
Oh, yes, I did very well. In fact, I got some of the most beautiful presents I've ever seen.
You did? What'd you get, Don?
Well, I got some gold cufflinks, a moving picture camera, a camel's hair overcoat, a golf ball, and a diamond wristwatch.
Well.
Thanks for the golf ball, Jack.
You're welcome, Don. You do play golf, don't you?
No.
Oh, well. You really ought to take it up, Don. It's great exercise for a fellow like you, and there's so many beautiful courses around here.
That's fine. You give a guy one golf ball, and right away you want him to join a country club.
Well?
Why don't you give him a porthole and let him buy a yacht?
Mary, before you continue, remember the Maine, the Alamo, and the May Company. Anyway, Don, I'm sure glad Santa Claus is so nice to you.
Oh, yes, I'll never forget this Christmas.
I, too, had a joyous Yuletide.
Did you, Jazzbo? What did Santa have in his bag for you?
Well, besides that golf ball, thanks.
You're welcome.
Besides that, I got some neckties, a gold keychain, and a lovely cashier's sweater.
A what?
A cashier's sweater. You know, that soft, woolly stuff?
That's cashmere. Isn't that awful? Cashier's sweater. Well, so much for the presents. And now, Dennis, we're ready for a song. How about it? Huh?
Oh, no dialogue, eh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Dennis. Hey, really, I am sorry. You should have a little something to do here. Tell me, did you have a nice Christmas?
Yes, well.
That's good. Did you get a lot of presents?
Yeah, lots of them.
I see. Did you enjoy them?
I sure did.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Fine.
Well, no laugh so far. I guess I better sing, eh?
That's a good idea. Go ahead, Dennis. Hold it a minute. Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
Did you get that calendar I sent you of Lady Godiva on a horse?
Yes, I did.
That was me with my hair down. Goodbye.
You ought to see him, folks. His head looks like a honeydew melon with ears. Sing, Dennis.
Of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things I know are what you are. And someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine. If my heart could only find a voice, would you then be so willing? You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you
That was All the Things You Are, sung by Dennis Day. And just think, Dennis, that's your last song this year. It's the last time we'll hear your voice in 1939.
Gee, time certainly flies, doesn't it?
I'll say it does. You know, Dennis, it seems like only yesterday I was your age. Only yesterday I was 19.
And the day before yesterday, Washington crossed the Delaware.
Mary, I'm talking to Dennis. Wouldn't hurt if we had a little bit of sentiment this evening. As I was saying, Dennis, 1939 is soon coming to an end. In just a few more hours, the old year will pass right out.
And I won't be far behind.
Last year, you won by 8 lengths. Well, I suppose all you guys are going to celebrate tonight, make whoopee and everything. Are you stepping out tonight, Don?
Yeah, I'm going over to the Florentine Gardens and see Sally Rand do her fan dance.
Why, Don, you're blushing already. How about you, Mary? Where are you going?
I'm going over to Ginger Rogers' house. She's having a whole mob of people over, but she told me not to tell you, so forget it.
Well, I know why. She's sore on account of those Christmas cards I sold her.
What's the matter with her cards, Jack?
I told Rochester just to print Ginger Rogers on them, and he underlined the gin. He has to get so fancy, you know.
Well, Jack, I see you've got your tuxedo on. What are you going to do tonight?
Me? Oh, I've got a date down with my girlfriend. And we're stepping out, high, wide, and handsome.
I'll bet.
Well, we are. I'm going out with Gladys tonight. I got a big roll of bills, and I'm going to shoot the word.
What's that bulge in your hip pocket?
That's my dime bank. If necessary, I'm going to crack that open. Gladys and I are going to town.
Well, Jack, as long as you've got a heavy date, you ought to have another tuxedo. That one looks awful with those moth holes on the shoulders.
Oh, it's New Year's Eve, and they throw a little confetti on me. Who'll see him? Gladys won't mind.
Oh, boy, am I going to have fun tonight.
You are, Dennis?
Yeah, I'm taking my girl to a midnight show. Wow!
Well, what's so thrilling about that?
We aren't going to watch the picture.
Oh, yes. Those were the days. Well, anyway, fellas, I'm going to have to leave early tonight, so before I go...
Hey, Jackson, who is this Dame Gladys? Is she in the movies?
No, but she could be. She tested for the part of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind.
Who didn't?
You didn't.
Take that back, Todd. Or I'll talk with you.
Sorry, ma'am. May I offer my humble apologies?
Francis, come here. There's a weevil in my jeweler.
All right, Phil, we've gone far enough.
No, we haven't, Colonel. Ladies and gentlemen, next time you're in the mood for a little old tempting dessert, why don't you run down to that little old grocery store and ask him for a little old package of Jell-O? It comes in 6 little old flavors: strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and little old lime. Sure enough.
That's very good, Colonel Wilson. Powerful good.
Hey, Mr. Benny, what's the big idea?
It's payday, and we're all going to get Confederate money.
Well, I suppose that pays. Anyway, fellas, getting back to wherever we were, as I was saying, I've got a date, so I have to leave pretty soon. But before I go, I want to tell you all to be here early next Sunday because we're going to do a very important play.
What's it going to be, Jack?
We're going to present our version of William Pearlberg's outstanding Columbia film production. That sensational stage hit and screen masterpiece. That dramatic cinema achievement, Golden Boy. Thank you, Goldie. So remember, fellas, be here on time next week, as this is a long play.
Well,
I'm going to run along now. Can't keep Gladys waiting. Take over the show, will you, fellas?
Sure, Jack. We'll carry on. Say, did you hear this one, folks? I call my girl Grapefruit because every time I squeeze her, she hits me in the eye.
Squeeze me, Phil. I'll hit you in both of them. Now I am leaving.
Oh, don't go yet, Jack. I want you to hear my New Year's poem.
You can read it later, Mary. I haven't time now. Oh, just when I'm in a hurry. Come in.
Hiya, Buck. Happy New Year, everybody.
Andy, if you'd have been a second later, you'd have missed me. I was just leaving. I'm going to have a big night tonight.
Me too, Buck. I'm taking Ma and Pa over to Wilshire Bowl.
Oh, over to Phil's place, eh? So you're selling a little dough on the old folks.
Oh, it won't cost me nothing. Pa writes all of Phil's material.
Well, I knew it wasn't Alexander Woolcott. So you're taking Ma and Pa to the Wilshire Bowl, eh? Are they going formal?
Yeah, you ought to see Pa. Top hat, white tie, and jug.
Well, taking a jug of corn to Harris's place, eh? That's like carrying coals to Newcastle. Well, I'll bet you have fun at that. Is your Ma going to wear an evening gown, Andy?
I think so. She just had her tattoo retouched.
Oh, yes. That anchor on her arm was starting to fade. Come to think of it.
Well, I got to run along now, Buck. Happy New Year, everybody!
Wait a minute, Andy. I'm leaving right away. I'll walk downstairs with you. See who it is, will you, Mary?
I got it. Hello? Yes, he's here. Oh, Jack, it's for you. It's Gladys.
Gladys? Give me that phone. You better run along, Andy. See you later.
Okay, Buck.
Hello, Gladys. Yeah, this is Speedy. I'm coming right over. What? You can't go? But Gladys, I got my tuxedo on. Yeah, I got reservations and everything. Gee.
Tell her about your dime bank.
Quiet. Now, look, Gladys. Of course I believe you, but, gee, it's New Year's Eve. You gotta go. Oh, gee whiz, Gladys. Won't you change your mind?
Of course I will.
Thanks. Mary, stay out of it. Now, look, Gladys, isn't there some way you can make it? But, honey, I got 2 tickets for dinner. I'll be so stuffed I can't walk. Well, all right. All right, so long then. See you next week, Gladys. Goodbye. Fine thing. Well, what are you all staring at? Gladys had a very good excuse. And she's nuts about me, too. Well, she is.
Well, don't take it so hard, Jackson. Come on out with me tonight. I'll get you a date.
No, thanks. I don't feel like going anyplace.
Oh, come on with us, Jack. We'll have a lot of fun.
No, Don, thanks just the same. I'm going to drop over at Ginsburg's, have a cup of coffee, and then go home. Well, look after the show, Don. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, Jack.
So long.
Gee, I wish Jack had waited and gone along with us.
Yeah. No fun being alone on New Year's Eve.
I'll say it isn't.
Pardon me, fellas, I forgot my cane. Here it is. Well, so long. New Year's Eve, and I got to go home. Oh, well, it's just like finding the money. Happy New Year, Mike.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny, and a Happy New Year to you, too. Is your program over?
No, Mike, I just left early.
Oh, Stepanotti.
No, I'm just going over to Ginsburg's, have a cup of coffee, and then home.
Well,
Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night. Oh, by the way, Mr. Benny, thanks very much for that golf ball.
That's all right. So long, Mike. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir.
Well, everybody's sure having a good time tonight.
Happy New Year, mister. Yippee!
Happy New Year.
Where'd you get that derby?
Out. Hey, cut that out. A brand new hat, too. Boy, what a crowd. Well, here's Ginsburg. Hello, Sam.
Happy New Year, Mr. Benny. Did you got my calendar?
Yes, I did, Sam. I liked it better than last year.
It's nothing fancy, and still it's for nothing, you know?
Yes, it's lovely, Sam.
Are you all alone tonight?
Yep, just dropped in for a cup of coffee.
With a tuxedo on, it's 5 cents extra.
All right, I'll pay it.
Yeah, but with that tuxedo, let it go.
All right, Sam. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Coffee, please.
Would you like a sandwich or some toast with it?
No, thanks, just coffee.
Want a little cream with it?
No, just some black coffee.
Gee, I'm sorry about that.
That's all right, Gladys. That's all right. Forget it.
But honest, Jack, Mamie promised she'd work for me tonight.
Mamie. All the time it's Mamie. Couldn't have let me know before the last minute.
I'm sorry, Speedy.
Well, see, you're wearing my corsage and on that uniform yet. Forget about the coffee. I'm going home.
I'll be through at 3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock, I'll be snoring. Goodbye.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, here's your golf ball back.
Keep it. It always blames everything on Mamie. It's always Mamie's fault. Hey, taxi! Taxi! This is the house on your left, Joe.
Okay.
What does the meter say?
$1.10.
Well, here's $2. It's all yours.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Benny.
You're welcome.
Say, you sure you won't change your mind and go out with me and Mamie?
No, thanks, Joe. Some other night. Good night.
Good night.
I could go out on a party with Mamie after what she did to me. Fine New Year's Eve. Well, I guess I'll turn in.
Is that you, Josephine?
What?
Uh-oh. Happy New Year, boss.
Happy New Year. Rochester, I thought you were going out tonight and celebrate.
No hurry, boss.
Oh.
On Central Avenue, Father Time lingers till we get rolling.
I see. Well, I'm going upstairs and go to bed.
Why don't you sit in the library? It's nice and cozy there with the fireplace and everything.
I guess I will at that. Say, where's my sister and brother-in-law, Mr. Fenchel?
Your sister, your brother-in-law, and your full-dress suit are out for the evening.
I wish Leonard would stay out of my clothes closet. Where's our boarder, Mr. Billingsley?
He ain't come home yet.
Gee, that fire looks good. I'm going to sit down in this easy chair and relax.
Do you want your bedroom slippers?
Yes, Rochester. Take them off. Bring me a glass of milk, will you?
Milk? Wouldn't you like something a little stronger tonight, boss?
No, Rochester.
I got a bottle of champagne right here. Can I pour you a glass?
No, Rochester.
Don't you want just one little sip?
No, I don't want one little sip.
Well, can I even wave the cork under your nose?
No, all I want is a glass of milk. Well, Rochester, in just a few hours, it'll be 1940. A brand new year.
It ain't getting off to a very good start, is it?
No, it isn't. With all this quarreling and fighting that's going on in the world.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yep. You know, Rochester, what this world needs is more peace, more brotherly love.
Boss, what this world needs is a few less people who are making less people.
You said it. Throw another log in the fire, Rochester, will you?
Okay.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Billingsley.
Good evening, Mr. Benny. Happy New Year.
Same to you. Won't you sit down for a few minutes?
No, thanks. Think I'll turn in. Good night.
Good night. He's an awfully nice fellow, but I wish he wouldn't walk on his hands all the time. Rochester, turn on the radio. I want to hear how our program is getting along.
It's over, ain't it?
Not yet.
So Happy New Year, Happy New Year. That is our wish. Oh, yes, indeed. From me and Don and Phil and Dennis and good old Jack. Are you listening, Speedy?
Yes, I'm listening.
Goodbye, goodbye, old 39. Here's good luck to all mankind. So Happy New Year once again. Good night, dear folks. This is the end.
Yeah, I wish I'd have heard the start of that. Turn it off, Rochester.
Okay.
Well, I think I'll get to bed.
Ain't you going to stay up and welcome the New Year in?
No, I'm tired. Good night.
Good night. Say, boss, I ain't going to get to bed till early in the morning. Do you mind if I sleep late?
How late do you want to sleep?
Till about Thursday.
All right, have a good time. Good night, Rochester.
Good night.
Ya-da-da-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, bum-bum, bum-dee-dum, bum. Hey, Rochester!
What do you want, boss?
Will you please call up Ginsberg's restaurant? I left my cane there.
Okay.
Good night, Rochester. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, boss. Happy New Year.
The Jell-O program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with Moon Over Tarzana. Bright and gay and so exciting, quick and thrifty and inviting. Full of flavor, rich and mellow, all together, this spells Jell-O. Yes, friends, Jell-O is certainly an all-around good dessert. It's a dessert that has everything. Rich, shimmering colors that tell you here's a mighty swell treat, and a world of grand, intriguing flavor. Flavor so pleasing, so refreshing, so downright satisfying, that it rivals the real juicy ripe fruit itself. Jell-O is easy to prepare, too. One of the simplest and quickest desserts you can possibly serve. And, of course, you can treat the family to a delightful Jell-O dessert for only a few pennies. So order Jell-O tomorrow, choosing any or all of Jell-O's 6 delicious flavors. Strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, or lime. Incidentally, strawberry and raspberry Jell-O are now better than ever. Both have a new, improved flavor obtained by using a natural flavor base artificially enhanced. Try these grand flavors and enjoy Jell-O's rich, distinctive goodness. Serve a tempting mold of Jell-O tomorrow. Moon Over Tarzana, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this being the 5th day of January, we bring you a man who is still doing his Christmas shopping, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again, this is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, when you saw me in that department store yesterday, I wasn't shopping. I was exchanging some of my Christmas gifts.
Well, that's quite a coincidence. I was doing the same thing. Would you believe it, Jack? 3 different friends gave me electric razors.
Well, you think that's bad? I got enough bottles of cologne to have people whistle at me for the next 10 years. No, No kidding, Don. I must have gotten 25 bottles of that stuff.
Oh, what are you going to do with it all?
I gave it to Rochester, and he's going to throw a cocktail party. He mixes it with orange ice and calls it a Central Avenue lullaby. But when you saw me in that store, Don, I was only exchanging the gift Phil Harris gave me.
You were? Why, Phil told me he gave you a lovely present.
Oh, it was lovely, yes, but I don't know, I didn't feel right in it.
Oh, well, you shouldn't have exchanged it, Jack. You'll hurt his feelings.
I don't care whether I hurt his feelings or not. I'm too old for an Indian suit. I don't know what's the matter with Phil. He gives the darndest Christmas present. Last year, he sent me a manhole cover. Imagine a manhole cover.
Oh, yes, I remember that. What'd you ever do with it, Jack?
What could I do? I put Home Sweet Home on it and hung it on the wall. And I wish you could have seen what the... Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Happy New Year, Don.
Same to you, Mary.
What about me? I wonder you wouldn't thank me for the swell time I showed you New Year's Eve. You didn't even phone me.
I want to do it big. I'm going to hire a skywriter.
It won't be necessary. You know, Don, I took Mary to the Wilshire Bowl, and boy, was I raring. At the stroke of 12, I grabbed a horn and blew the old year right out.
You did, huh?
Yep.
And at 12:01, Jack put the horn in his pocket and said, "Let's go home."
Mary, the only reason I suggested going home early was because I didn't want to have a hangover the next day.
A hangover from what? Breaking balloons?
Listen, Mary, don't try to give the impression that I'm an old dodo. I was the life of the party. I had you on that dance floor every minute.
Anything to keep me from eating.
You ate, sister. You... Believe me. You had the special T-bone steak with French fried potatoes and choice of 2 vegetables, including tax, $1.29. You know very well you had a swell time.
Okay, I had a swell time.
Darn tootin'.
Say, Mary, is Jack a good dancer?
I couldn't tell. That was the first time I ever did the turkey trot.
That wasn't the turkey trot at all. I was doing the la conga.
The la conga?
Yes. Couldn't you hear me going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, What'd you think that was?
I thought your rheumatiz was giving you the biz.
That was very funny, Mary. You know, I wonder why you and Phil don't quit this program and get one of your own. Harris and Livingston, every week an audition. You're too smart for this show. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Happy New Year.
Same to you, kid.
Is anybody in aspirin? Oh, boy, what a head I got.
Why, Dennis, I'm ashamed of you.
I bumped it getting out of my car.
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. You can bump your head. I thought you meant you'd been celebrating too freely. By the way, Dennis, where did you go New Year's Eve?
I went there. Don't worry.
Oh. Okay. Say, I wonder what's keeping Phil.
You went where, Dennis?
Never mind.
I went there every night, just like you told me to.
All right. Say, Don, have you seen...
Dennis, where have you been going every night?
Mary, it's none of your business.
It's a good picture, all right, but gee, I can't laugh all the time.
Dennis, please.
I'd rather go back to mowing your lawn.
Now, Dennis, I don't want to hear another word about it.
Why, Jack, Benny, do you mean to say you've been sending the kid downtown to laugh at your picture every night?
Mary, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, Dennis, it's time for your song. So let's have it.
My girl laughed at Fred Allen, but don't worry, I kicked her.
Now, Dennis, everybody's waiting for your song, so let's have it, please. What's it going to be?
A brand new number called I'm Gonna Round Up My Love.
That'll be fine. Go ahead. And by the way, if your girl thinks Fred Allen is so funny, get another one. Mary, stop looking at me like that. Do you hear?
Oh, brother.
Wish that kid wouldn't babble so much.
I'm a rolling cowhand, singing as I ride. For my gal I'm a-searching, and a-needing her by my side. I'm gonna round up my love, gonna win her tonight. the prairie moonlight. I'm gonna round up my love. Gotta make her agree to belong to only me. Then together we'll ride high, and together we'll sing low. Side by side, roaming the rain, we'll go. I'm gonna laugh to my gal, gonna make her my pal. I'm gonna round up my love. Yippee, yippee, I ride high. Yippee, yippee, oh, sing low. Side by side, rolling the rain, we'll go. I'm gonna laugh to my gal, gonna make her my pal. I'm gonna round up my love.
That was I'm Gonna Round Up My Love, sung by Dennis Day. There you are, Dennis. That was, well, you were in very good form.
Thanks, Jack.
Jack? Why, Dennis, what's come over you? You've always called me Mr. Benny.
Well, I saw so much of you last week, I feel like we're old friends.
Oh, I see what you mean. But you know, Dennis, I kind of like the idea of your calling me Mr. Benny. It adds a little dignity to the program and shows your respect for me.
Do you want me to call you Mr. Benny, too?
That won't be necessary, Mary.
Gee, I can call him Jack.
And now, folks.
Wait till the girls at the May Company hear about this.
Now, wait a minute. Don't get smart, Miss Livingston.
Oh, do call me Mary.
Now, cut that out. You asked me a question, I answered it. Now, let's forget it. Well, look who finally breezed in.
Hiya, Jackson. Am I late?
No, Phil. We realize that taking up a half hour of your valuable time once a week is quite an imposition.
Now, hold on, Jackson.
In fact, Phil, I think that next Sunday I'm going to have a microphone installed across the street in the pool room so you can say hiya, folks, without putting your cue down. Would you care for that?
Now, before you bawl me out, Jackson, I want to tell you that I'm a changed man. You're looking at the new Harris.
Oh, I am, eh?
I'm not kidding.
No.
On January the 1st, I made a resolution. I'm going to cut out smoking, cut out drinking, cut out gambling, and I'm going to cut out staying up so late.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. When are you going to cut out running after women?
When they stop running.
I thought so. Well, Phil, here's another resolution for you during this new year. Why don't you learn something about music?
You mean I should be like Stokowski?
No, Phil. All I ask is when you pick up a piece of paper that has lines across it and little black dots all over it, don't look at your boys and say, there's a spy around here, this stuff is in code. Little as they know, it embarrasses them.
Okay, Jackson, that'll be another one of my resolutions. Speaking of resolutions, Jack, I've resolved that during 1941 I'm going to find new ways to tell people about Jell-O.
You are, kiddo?
Yes. Instead of telling them about strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime, I'm going to mix them up and say strawberry, lime, raspberry, lemon, orange, cherry, and.
Oh, the and at the end. Gee, they'll never dream it's the old Jell-O show. Anything else, Don?
Yes. Remember how I always used to say, look for the big red letters on the box?
Uh-huh.
Well, this year I'm going to say it backwards.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Box B on, letters red big, D for look.
Well, mouth my shut. Don, that's a very novel idea.
Oh, thanks, Jack. I'm awfully glad you like it.
I'll see you get a raise for that. Backwards. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a number by Phil Harris and his orchestra, who will play it not backwards, not forwards, but in their usual manner. They will start in the middle and blast both ways. All right, Phil, let's have it.
Okay. Say, by the way, Jackson, I got my expense account on our New York trip all made out. You want to see it now?
No, Phil, I'll look it over later. What does it total up to?
$3,427.
Give me that. Let me see that expense account.
There you are. I got the whole thing itemized.
That's itemized. Itemized. If you don't mind, I'll look it over. Let's see here. Hotel room, $42 a week. That's reasonable. Meals for 2 weeks, $63. That's very reasonable.
You don't have to read it, Jackson. It's in perfect shape.
I'll just give it a quick glance. Now, let's see.
Hey, Jack, look. There's one item you can't complain about.
Where?
Right there. Laundry for 2 weeks, 37 cents.
Oh, yes. That's not bad. Let's see what else he has here. Bottle opener, 10 cents. Ice, $2.50. Bromo, $135.
What do you want us to play, Jackson?
Wait a minute, Phil. I'm not through yet. Taxi cab, $11.50. That's okay. Charles Bagby, musical arrangement for orchestra, 37 cents. 37 cents?
That must be the same guy that does his laundry.
Yeah. See what else is here. IGR, $45. $45? Phil, what's this IGR?
I got robbed.
My goodness, you expect me to pay for that?
You don't expect me to pay for that, do you? Oh, what are you beefing about? I never even charged you for bailing out my guitar player.
Oh, well, that's very sweet of you. Now, let's see. Well, here we are again. Bromo, 100. Phil, you and I will talk this whole thing over later. In the meantime, let's have a band number.
Okay.
Look at this next item, Mary. Elevator, $400. What could he want with an elevator? There'll be some changes made, played by Phil Harris and his orchestra, where there will be some changes made. And, Phil, getting back to your New York expense account, it's a ridiculous total, and I'm not paying for all of your hilarity.
Okay, Jackson. But as long as we're on the subject of dough, how about that $50 I won from you from the Rose Bowl game?
That you can take to court. I didn't see the game, Phil, so the bet's off.
I thought you'd squirm out of it. But, Jack, I thought you told me you were going to the Rose Bowl game.
I did go, but I didn't say.
Tell him what happened, Jack.
Mary, Don wouldn't be interested.
Oh, yes, I would. What happened, Mary?
Well, Don, it was like this.
No woman.
Jack got the tickets and told us to meet him in front of Tunnel 16 at 1:30.
1:30.
Well, anyway, Phil Dennis and I took a cab. But when we got to the bowl, Jack wasn't there yet. So we waited and waited and waited. As soon as he stopped,
Programs, names and numbers of all the players. Program, miss.
No, thanks. Come on, fellas, let's go in.
We can't go in. We got to wait for Jackson.
Yeah, he's got the tickets.
I don't see why he didn't come with us.
Well, you know how romantic Jack is. He's bringing his girlfriend Gladys to the game, and they're driving out alone in the Maxwell.
Say, that little waitress ain't so bad looking when she gets dressed up. I think that Jackson's stuck on her.
You said it.
Yeah, he said it.
Dennis, why don't you go get lost in the crowd?
Don't think I couldn't.
Hey, look, Mary, ain't that Jack and Gladys coming this way?
Oh, yes. Jack would be wearing a beanie. And get a load of that fur coat on Gladys.
Gee, Gladys, I never saw you looking so good. You're sure pretty when you're all dolled up.
Thanks, Speedy.
I mean it.
Get your programs here. Program, mister, 15 cents.
Oh, Speedy, can I have a program?
You're darn right you can. Here's $50, buddy. Keep the change.
Oh, boy, now I get my toupee out of Hawk.
Well, here's the game, Gladys. Hiya, fellas. All set for the game?
I've been waiting on you, Jackson. Come on.
Say, Gladys, you know Mary and Dennis, don't you?
Sure. Hello, everybody. Hello. You Gladys has a pretty fur. Did you trap it yourself?
You know darn well I gave it to her for Christmas. Oh, pardon me, honey. Do you know Phil Harris?
Do I?
Hiya, Gladys. I'll have a ham on rye.
Now, Phil, cut that out. Not working today. Come on, fellas. Here's our game. Let's go.
Take it. Hold your own stubs, please.
There you are.
Oh, hello, Gladys.
Hello, Eddie. How are you?
Fine. Taking your old man to the game?
I'm not her old man. I'm her fella. Come on, sweetheart. Say, where's Dennis?
I'm stuck in the turnstile.
Now push it a little, for heaven's sake.
Here's Tunnel 16 over this way.
Oh, yeah.
Say, Gladys, are you still working at the Shamrock Cafe? No, I'm at a drive-in now. Speedy thought I ought to be outside where it's healthier.
Darn right. What's the use of being in California and not enjoy the sun? It's great for you.
Yeah, I wish I could get off the night shift.
You will, honey. Well, here's the entrance, kid.
Say, look who's here. Hiya, Gladys. Happy New Year.
Same to you, Lefty.
Lefty. Who's that fresh guy, Gladys?
Lefty Flanagan. Boy, can he drive a truck.
Can imagine.
Hey, look, there's a hot dog stand. Let's see.
Yeah, you want a hot dog, Gladys?
I'm not hungry right now.
Okay, we'll get him inside.
Better get one now, Gladys. You know Speedy.
That's Speedy. All right, I'll go over and buy the hot dogs. Everybody wait here so you won't get lost. Hey, mister, 5 hot dogs, please.
5 puppies coming up? Oh, hello, stranger.
Why, Grandma! Well, of all people, Cleverman, are you running a hot dog stand now?
Now, look at my signs, Betty boy. All the hot dogs you can eat for 10 cents.
That's fine, but how can you make money with an offer like that?
Taste one and you're tasting the answer.
Oh, they're pretty tough weenies, eh?
That's 2 taste handles they would make.
Well, they still look good to me. Give me 5 of them.
Okay, what kind of mustard do you want?
Mustard? What kind?
Yeah, sure. I got strong, mild, and channel number 5.
Oh, mild, I guess. How much do I owe you?
5 hot dogs, 50 cents.
Well, that's fair enough. Here's $1.
Here's a quarter. Thanks for the tip.
You're welcome. So long, Slap.
So long. Get your red hot here. You ain't kept till you dine with Slap.
Well, here you are, kid. Take your hot dog.
Thanks, Jack. Here's my dime.
Keep it. Everything's on me today.
See, I'm thirsty. What are we going to drink with our hot dog?
Here you are, Gladys. Put that back in your pocket. Phil, just for once, why don't you see a football game where 4 teams aren't playing? Now, where's Dennis?
He'll be back in a minute.
Oh. Well, he's got his own ticket. Let's go in. Here's the tunnel.
Gee, it's dark in here.
Huh?
So dark in here.
Yeah.
Say, Speedy, remember the time we went through the Tunnel of Love at Ocean Park?
Oh, Gladys, for heaven's sake. Cut it out.
Oh, I'm sorry I slapped you.
Gladys, it's all over. Forget it. Now, come on. Subs, please. There you are. Right this way.
Oh, hello, Gladys.
Hello, Nick. Where you been keeping yourself?
Oh, I've been around. Where you been?
Come on. Show us our team. Listen, Gladys, you have to talk to every fella you meet.
Oh, Speedy, you're so jealous.
I'm not jealous. Here are your six, sister. Thanks. Say, these seats are all right, aren't they?
Yeah, right on the old 40-yard line.
Say, Jack, who's playing here today?
2 of the finest teams in the country, Sanford and Nebraska.
Then why does your pennant say love thy neighbor on it?
I gotta wave something, don't I? You know, I kind of like Nebraska.
Well, I'm for Stanford. You want to make a little bet, Jackson?
Yeah, I might.
Hey, Gladys, how are you?
Oh, there's Lefty Gordon. Hello, Lefty.
Another lefty. Don't you know anybody that's right-handed?
Well, I used to go with him.
Used to. You're going with me now. Wish you wouldn't talk to everybody.
Hey, Jackson, what about that bet?
Okay, Phil. You've got Sanford, and I've got Nebraska.
Oh, yes, pal. Is this seat taken, old pal?
Oh, fine. Yes, a young man has it. He'll be here in just a minute.
Oh, don't mention it, pal. Hey, Fred, yours is a friend of mine.
This would happen to me.
How much dough you want to bet, Jackson?
Any amount you say, brother. Just name it.
Okay, $50.
50, eh?
Take another number, Phil.
Oh, no. If he wants to bet $50, it's okay with me.
Quiet. I want to hear the game.
The game hasn't started yet.
No, thanks. I love it, touch it.
How do you talk to a guy like that?
Look, Jack, here comes the Nebraska team.
Oh, yeah. Gee, they're a husky bunch of fellas.
Yeah, listen to that crowd.
Yes, sir. You know, Gladys, I'll bet there are 90,000 people here.
That's terrible. 90,000 people without a home. Oh, my goodness. 90,000 people.
What are you talking about? They've got homes. They're here for the game.
Oh, no. You're just saying that because I'm your pal.
You're not my pal. I never saw you before in my life.
No, thanks. I never could.
I don't know why I always run into one of these guys. Ignore him, Gladys.
I am Gladys, old pal.
Don't you dare speak to her. Here, hold my coat, Mary.
He's on the floor already. What do you want?
Well, he can't talk like that.
Hey, look, Jackson. Here comes that good old Stanford team out on the field.
Hey, those boys look pretty good, too, don't they, Gladys?
Oh, they're a swell bunch. Hello, fellas.
What?
Well, I'll be darned. She knows the whole team.
Well, that's the last straw. I'm leaving. I'm not even going to stay and see the game.
Oh, Speedy, calm down.
Calm down nothing. And let me tell you something else, Gladys. The next time you go out with me and say hello to every Tom, Dick, and Harry you meet, remember.
There you are, John. That's exactly what happened at the Rose Bowl game on New Year's Day.
Jack really lost his head, huh?
He sure did.
Okay, I'm a fiery, jealous nature. What can I do? Play, Phil.
Okay, Speedy. Friends, before dessert at dinner tomorrow, why not serve the family a real surprise, something delightfully different, like apple snow Jell-O. a delicious combination of cold, spicy applesauce and crimson raspberry jello. Or try apricot pecan layers, crunchy pecan meats and golden canned apricots molded in shimmering orange jello. These are just two of the many grand treats that you'll find described in the new Calendar of Desserts book. In this big 48-page recipe book, you'll discover 365 suggestions for all kinds of novel and tempting desserts, pastries, puddings, cakes, cookies, and, of course, lots and lots of swell desserts made with delicious jello. And this unique calendar of desserts is just as beautiful as it is useful, too, full of lovely paintings and handsome photographs in brilliant glowing colors. So be sure to send for your copy right away. Just mail 10 cents, just 10 cents, in coin or stamps to me, Don Wilson, care of General Foods, Battle Creek, Michigan, and this handy day-by-day recipe book will be forwarded to you at once. Don't wait until tomorrow, friends. Send 10 cents for your copy tonight.
We're a little late, so good night, folks.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber, McGee, and Molly. You know what's the matter with a man when he gets a glassy glint in his eye and his hands begin to twitch and he starts wearing his oldest clothes? He's got fixitis. He's got to fix something. Any wife will recognize the symptoms in her husband, even unto Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
McGee, what are you doing now?
I can't tell you, Molly. You're going to be surprised, though, and I don't want you to come into the dining room until I get through. Now, no snooping.
McGee, I never snoop when you know it. I flatter myself that I have less feminine curiosity than any woman I know.
Yeah. You sure flatter yourself. Hey, you know where the pliers are?
Yes, I do.
Well, I wish you'd leave them alone. I can never find any of my things when I want them.
Yes, sir.
When you take my pliers, put them back where you got them.
Yes, sir.
Don't be so careless. Where are they?
Sticking out of your hip pocket.
Huh? Oh. Yeah, I thought those dining room chairs were getting a little uncomfortable.
Say, why do you have to work in the dining room? You have a workbench and a tool chest all fixed up in the basement.
Because, Mrs. McGee, you're using my workbench to stretch curtains on. And you dumped out all my tools so you could use my tool chest to put preserves in. And it's too hot working down there near that furnace, and besides, the light is better up here.
What's the real reason?
I saw a spider down there.
Oh, for goodness sake. So you won't tell me what you're fixing, huh?
No, secret. And don't look so worried. I can take care of it, all right. I installed that new chime doorbell okay, didn't I?
Yes, except that it plays a different tune every time somebody rings it.
Sure it does. Why do you think I hooked it up with all those player piano rolls?
Well, I tell you, the milkman rang it yesterday, and it started to play Land of the Sky Blue Water, and was I ever embarrassed?
Well, it works. That's the main thing. You got to admit, when I start something, I get results.
Yes, but not the ones you expected.
I'll even... Oh, I forgot to go to the newsstand.
What'd you want at the newsstand, McGee?
Some Greek newspapers.
Why, you can't read Greek.
And that's why I wanted them.
I don't get it.
Well, I want to spread them out on the dining room table so as I won't scratch the table.
Oh.
If I use American papers, I get started reading them and I don't get anything done.
Well, now, is that bad?
You wait. You're really going to be delighted when I get through. Now, remember now, Molly, no peeking.
Oh, my. And to think I married him because he was so quiet and modest. Oh, dear. Come in. Oh, hello, Mrs. Uppington.
How do you do, my dear? And Mr. And what on earth is going on?
Well, it's McGee, Abigail. He's being the boy builder again.
Always the handyman about the house, isn't he, my dear?
Well, he's always about the house. I'll go that far with you. Oh, McGee, Mrs. Uppington is here.
Well, don't answer the door. Maybe she'll go away.
Well, I must say...
McGee, she's here, inside.
Huh?
Ah, you knew it all the time, you little joker, you.
Yeah, sure, I knew it. Just kidding, Uppy, old Drip.
Drip? Now, please, Mr. McGee.
Yes, Drip. You always remind me of a bottle of lovely perfume, Uppy.
slowly dripping its heavenly fragrance into the world to delight the soul of mankind.
Oh, Mr. McGee, how sweet.
Nice recovery, dearie.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, how are slum conditions over your way, Uppy? How does it seem to get away from your own degrading atmosphere for a glimpse into the lives of the better element?
Oh, Mr. McGee, you are so amusing, really. But sometimes I don't quite know how to take you.
Yes, and sometimes I wouldn't care how you took him if you only would.
Oh, don't fight over me, girls, and pardon my dirty hands, Uppy. I'm in the middle of a project. It's a secret for Molly.
Oh, well, can't you tell just me what it is, Mr. McGee? I won't say a word. Cross my heart.
Well, I don't know. Hitler crossed his heart, too, and then people found out he didn't have any.
Now, please, Mr. McGee, don't mention me in the same breath with Hitler.
I should say not. The only resemblance between you and Hitler, Abigail, is that you're not a man either.
Let me whisper in your ear, Uppy. I'll tell you what I'm fixing for Molly.
Oh, do, Mr. McGee. Here.
Well, and for a long time, she... So what does I do? But I... And I've almost... What do you think?
Mr. McGee, how delightful, really.
Say, look, Abigail, I was just going to make some tea. Now, will you stay a while and have a hook or a oolong?
Don't you know, Mrs. McGee, I just stopped in to ask you and Mr. McGee to come to my New Year's Eve party.
Well, I don't know, Uppy. What kind of a ball are you going to bounce?
Oh, music and dancing and all that sort of thing, you know. A buffet supper at midnight. Oh, and Mrs. McGee, your Uncle Dennis has promised me he will mix up some of his special punch for the guests.
Oh, he did he? Well, if Uncle Dennis mixes it, Abigail, it'll have more authority than the OPM.
I'll say. That guy mixed me an eggnog last week when I had a little cold.
Oh, and then did you go right to bed, Mr. McGee?
They tell me I did. So you're throwing a brawl Wednesday night to give 1941 the bum's rush, are you, Uppy?
Is your party going to be formal, Abigail?
Yes, you don't mind, do you?
Oh, I should say not. When I get into my evening clothes, it changes my whole personality. I'm a different guy entirely, Uppy.
Indeed you are. Why, the night you and Mrs. McGee went to the opera with me, I overheard someone ask if you weren't Mr. Tracy.
Oh, Spencer?
No, Dick. They said he must be someone out of the funny paper. Oh, they'll drop over about 9 Wednesday. Goodbye.
That triple-chinned old
Now,
walrus.
now, take it easy, dearie. Personally, I always admired Dick Tracy. He's wonderful.
Say, he is at that, ain't he? Come to think of it, I have got that same steady look in my eye.
Sure.
That determined chin. That well-chiseled nose. Hey, where's my chisel, Molly? I got to get to work. I can't be standing around here all day.
Noise. I'm trying to play solitaire.
You calling me, Molly?
Yes, I was. Heavenly days, just look at you. I never saw you so grimy.
Oh, I know, but what's a ton of soil to a son of toil? That's what I always say. You get it, Molly? Ton of soil, son of toil?
Ain't funny, McGee.
It ought to be. I got it out of that book you gave me for Christmas. 10,000 after-dinner jokes, speeches, anecdotes, and what to do till the dessert comes. Trying too hard.
There you are. Now listen, be a little more quiet. I'm trying to play a game of solitaire here. Well, you really fixed that doorbell, didn't you, dearie?
Yes, wonderful, ain't it? The old gray mare. I wonder who that could be. Come in.
Oh, hello, Mayor Latrivia.
How do you do, Mrs. McGee? Don't let me interrupt your game of solitaire. Hello, McGee.
Hi, Latriv. Excuse my looks. I got kind of messed up working on a little job for Molly.
Don't pass the buck to me, son of toil. It was your idea, not mine. Won't you sit down, Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, no, Mrs. McGee. Now then, McGee, as one of our prominent citizens, I wish to ask you... black juice on red tray, Mrs. McGee.
Where? Oh, yes, thank you.
Don't mention it. As I was saying, McGee, we are putting on a drive to sell defense bonds and stamps.
Oh, swell. I got a great slogan for you.
You have? What is it?
Every time you buy a bond, you slap a Jap across the pond. How do you like it, Latrivia? Well, so the city is going to start a drive, sell bonds. Well, so what?
The procedure will be something like this, McGee. We will have a large sound truck playing recordings of military music. We stop the truck at prominent corners, and well-known citizens make speeches from the back platform and urge the crowds to buy defense bonds and stamps. Your name has been suggested.
Oh, I tell you, I'm sure McGee will be very useful, Mr. Mayor. Oh, he makes wonderful speeches.
Yeah. She ain't singing Dixie, Latrivia. I always been known as a guy who could use his head when he got up on his feet.
Oh. A contortionist. Well, I don't imagine we need any such...
Wait till I get up on that platform of that truck, Latrivia. I'll hold out my hand for silence, and then I'll say, real dramatic, ladies and gentlemen, I'll say, with a kind of a dramatic, emotional throb in my throat. Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to hit Hitler, Mussolini, and Nipponese? Then there'll be a short cheer.
Excuse me, McGee. You don't understand. I'll be making the speeches.
Fine. You introduce me, and when I get up on that...
You won't make any speeches.
Well, then what's he doing on the truck?
Changing the records for the military music. And meet me at the City Hall tomorrow morning. Good day, Mrs. McGee.
Well, dearie, looks like the only way you can wangle yourself into the City Hall is through a drain pipe. Well, aren't you burnt up?
Nope.
What?
They want me to turn records on a sound truck to sell defense bonds? Okay. I'll turn records. I'll do anything. I'll even drive the truck.
Well, good for you, McGee.
Betcha.
Now, why don't you go back to work? You know, it's getting awful quiet in here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dear. Now the 3 of hearts I need is buried. If I could only... Come in, Mr. Wilcox.
Hello, Molly. I just dropped in to thank you for the swell Christmas present. Hey, what goes on in the dining room? Sounds like Judgment Day in the junkyard.
Well, it's just McGee, Mr. Wilcox. He's fixing something. Says it's a secret.
Well, I don't know how you can play solitaire with that going on.
No, I don't either. You know, I think I'll give up.
I don't blame you. Say, Molly, can you tell fortunes with cards?
Only McGee. Every time he plays poker with the boys, I can predict that 4 men will cross his path and he'll lose $4.25. Why, can you?
No, but I can read your palm.
Can you really?
Sure. Here, give me your right hand.
Oh, this is wonderful. I love to have my fortune told. McGee, be more quiet. I'm trying to talk to Mr. Wilcox.
What's saying, Molly? Hi. Hello.
Hi, Fibber. Now, let me see here. This
Doggone it, Wilcox. You might let go of my wife's hand long enough to say hello. Hey, what is this anyway?
Don't be silly, McGee. He's reading my palm.
Oh, reading your palm. Well, what does the ladies' lunch hook tell you, pretty gypsy?
Madam, you were born in the Middle West, one of a large family. You were married when quite young to your childhood sweetheart, although you might have acquired wealth and position if you had chosen another man.
He means Otis Cadwallader, McGee.
I know who he means. Though I don't know how he can see him in your hand. You haven't got a wart. Come out even?
He's always been a little jealous of Otis Cadwallader, Miss Wilcox.
I have not. All that guy ever had was a mandolin, an underslung roadster, and an overfed look. Besides, what he got that...
Hey, am I reading Molly's palm or not?
Go ahead, Miss Wilcox.
Well, I can see that the world has treated you very well. You've had a pretty easy life, you've been economical, and your married life has been very happy. You're an excellent housewife, you keep up appearances, you enjoy your leisure hours.
Hey, you aren't even looking at her hand, you big fake. You're looking right out the kitchen door.
Oh, what's the difference, McGee? He's told everything absolutely right. Say, how'd you know all that, Mr. Wilcox?
I saw that can of Johnson's self-polishing glow coat out there on the table, Molly. That tells anybody you're a good housewife. You enjoy plenty of leisure, you keep up appearances, you're economical, and lead a pretty easy life because glow coat saves you time and money and beautifies your home.
Oh, wonderful. I suppose you could look at a can of glow coat and see that she was born in the Middle West and was one of a large family.
No, but she has a Peoria High School ring on her finger, and there's a large family portrait on the piano with Molly in the middle.
Well, he's a regular Sherlock Holmes, dearie.
Oh, any Johnson wax man can tell a lot about people by looking around a house. To be an expert on surfaces, you have to know what's underneath. See you later, folks.
Oh, dear, what a fortune teller. All he needs is a bandana turban, a violin, and gold earrings.
Well, never mind about that. Now, you finish your job. I'll have to be setting the table for dinner pretty soon.
Well, I'll be through almost any time now. If I can find my little bitsy screwdriver. You know where it is?
Is that the one you used to take the alarm clock apart with?
Yeah, that's the one. Where is it?
Well, I haven't seen it since you put that clock back together.
Me either. How's the clock running now?
Well, it's very accurate if you put it on the dresser facing the mirror.
Huh?
The hands run around backwards. We're doing a nice business here, aren't we? Who do you suppose that is?
I got two magic words I always use to find out things like that. Come in. Well, Mrs. Wearybottom.
Oh, hello, folks. I just stopped in to wish you a very happy New Year, and it certainly will be if we lick those dirty little sons of the rising sun. Imagine what they're doing in the Philippines.
Well, just give them enough manila and they'll hang themselves.
I suppose you're going to see the old year out at a nightclub tomorrow night, but not me after what happened last New Year's Eve.
Yeah?
There I was hooping it up with my little paper hat on and blowing my horn for all was out, and I started across the dance floor on my way to the powder room, and I got some gum on my shoe, and I tried to scrape it off while I walked, and I got a prize for doing the rumba. My goodness, Mr. McGee, you must be an older man than I thought. You could never get that dirty in only 40 years. Well, Happy New Year, folks.
The King's Men singing Old Dan Tucker.
Funny old man with a funny old pan, and the name of this funny old bunny was Dan. Yep, old Dan Tucker was a fine old man. He washed his face in a frying pan. He combed his head with a wagon wheel and died with a toothache in his heel. So get out the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late, too late, too late for supper, too late for supper. What a hungry old feller was old Dan Tucker. Come too late for to get his supper. Supper over, breakfast to cooking. Leaves old Dan standing looking. Get out the way, old Dan Tucker. You're in the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late, too late, too late for supper. Too late for supper. Old Dan Tucker, too late for supper.
Old Dan Tucker, now he got drunk. He fell in the fire and he caked out a chunk. A red-hot coal got in his shoe. And oh my golly, how the ashes flew. So get out the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out the way, old Dan Tucker. Oh, get out the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late to get your supper. Oh, shortened bread, possum in the pan. Should be a plenty for a hungry old man.
But Dan was starving for to eat corn pone with chicken meat. So he went out and stole some pullets.
Come running home with his pants full of bullets. Get out the way for old Dan Tucker. Get out the way for old Dan Tucker.
Get out the way.
Get out the way. Get out the way for old Dan Tucker. Can't sit down to eat his supper now. Poor old Dan.
You said
poor old Dan.
I said old Dan Tucker is a growing gray. The time is a coming for Judgment Day. When he gets to the pearly gate, I hope to goodness he won't be late. Oh,
get on the way, old Dan Tucker. Get on the way, old Dan Tucker. Get on the way, old Dan Tucker.
Get on the way.
Get on the way. Get on the way. Get out of his way. He won't be late for supper on that Judgment Day.
I do. I did a whipping. I doed it. How about that? I overdoed it.
McGee. McGee, come here a minute.
Doggone it, Molly. How can I ever get this job finished if you keep interrupting me? Hey, what's the iodine for?
Well, when you start tinkering, McGee, I get ready for anything. Just take a look in my sewing basket.
Well, I'll be iodine, bandages, splints, court plaster, and a cake of laundry soap. Hey, what's the soap for?
Well, that's to wash your mouth out if you hit your hand with the hammer again and say what I think you said.
I didn't say what you thought I said. I merely said that every time I slam it, it swells.
Oh. Well, for goodness sakes, get done with that mysterious job of yours and take a bath. You're simply filthy. Is that one of your good shirts?
Search me. I can't remember what color it was when I started work.
Take a look at your hands. You'll never get them clean.
That's the time I got you. I got rubber gloves on, so's that... Uh-oh. No, I haven't either. I forgot all about them.
Well, I only hope this job is worth all the time and effort and noise, that's all.
It is. You got my word for that, Molly. This is something you were going to do yourself and kept putting it off.
Me? Well, what on earth is... Oh, come on, tell me.
No, it's going to be a surprise. This is going to be the greatest thing that ever...
Oh, dear. Come in. Hello, Mr. Mills.
Hello, Molly. Where's Fibber?
What do you mean, where's Fibber? I'm Fibber.
Oh, excuse me, Skimp. I didn't know you in the coal miner's outfit.
Well, he's been working on some kind of a hush-hush job, Mr. Mills. Though I don't know what it could be that would get him that dirty.
Well, you'll find out. Have a cigar, Billy?
Thanks. I got one.
You got two? Thanks. Smells good. Christmas stuff?
Nope. Got that from one of my trumpet players. Just had a baby.
Ah, isn't that nice? How long will he be out of the band, Mr. Mills?
He'll never be out of any band long, babe, as long as he gives the maestro these 15 centers.
That's all. Say, I like your voice since you caught cold, Billy.
Yeah. It's just too Andy Devine.
Thanks.
By the way, Billy, how long have you been a musician?
38 years.
Heavenly days. How old are you now?
40. I had a drum when I was 2, a xylophone when I was 3, a piano when I was 4, and a sweet potato when I was 5, with gravy.
Well, what'd you have when you were 6?
Measles and a B-flat harmonica.
Huh. What did you get at 7?
X-rayed.
X-rayed? What for?
Swallowed the harmonica.
Did they operate?
Nope, still got it. Right down here.
Oh, heavenly days, Mr. Mills. Doesn't it ever cause you any trouble?
Oh, now and then, babe. I get a chord G when I tie my shoes, and I hiccup and B-flat.
Stick around a while, Billy. After I get cleaned up, I'll play you a game of ping pong.
By the time you get cleaned up again, Skimp, we'll both be too old to play ping pong. So long, babe.
Too old to play ping pong. Do I really look that dirty, Molly?
Indeed you do, dearie.
Yeah, I guess I do. I'm a mess. Give me a hairpin, will you?
Oh, never mind your hair. Put your hat on.
Oh, I didn't want it for my hair. I want to use it for a screwdriver. On account of I lost the screwdriver I had.
Uncle Dennis is home early tonight.
Well, I got to get this job finished, Molly. One more little adjustment, it's all set. Now, wait just a minute. I'll be right back.
Now, control yourself, Molly. Remember, they laughed at Robert Fulton and they sneered at Edison. Who knows what McGee might be doing out there?
Hot dog. There she is. Okay, Molly, it's finished. I did it, and all by myself.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. What did you do? Now tell me.
Well, you know that portable typewriter of yours?
Yes.
Well, I changed the ribbon on it.
Oh, my.
By the time
time we get together again next week, we'll all be trying to remember to write 1942 instead of 41. May I suggest one way to solve that problem? Take a pencil and paper and write down 50 times this sentence. In 1942, I resolved to practice protective housekeeping. Now, you can see what immense benefits such a resolution would bring. In the first place, furniture and woodwork would be protected against dirt and wear by a tough coat of genuine Johnson's wax. In the second place, this protective shield of wax will give your home that richly polished look, the extra beauty that decorators and careful housekeepers so much admire. And in the third place, the regular use of Johnson's wax will save you work all through the year, give you more time for useful defense service. Dust and dirt, you know, just don't stick to a wax-polished surface. Now, there are over 100 extra labor-saving uses for wax in your home, uses like windowsills, leather goods, shoes, lampshades, Venetian blinds. And did you know that genuine Johnson's wax is now available in 3 forms, paste, liquid, and cream wax? Buy some this week.
Now, McGee, you go right upstairs and get cleaned up. Don't even sit down any place before you get out those clothes.
Okay, but I don't think you're being very appreciative.
Well, I'm sorry you think so.
Fine thing. Here I cut my hands to pieces, break my best screwdriver, ruin my clothes, and waste a whole day, and for what?
For the Wistful Vista typewriter shop, if you must know.
Yeah, well, that's... Huh? What do you mean?
This is their typewriter.
Huh?
I took mine down yesterday to get the ribbon changed.
What? You mean... Oh, sure. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Finishes for Home and Industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
From Hollywood, the Raleigh Cigarette Program, starring Red Skelton with Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra, Harriet Hilliard, and Wonderful Smith. Smokers, start the new year right. Switch to Raleigh cigarettes. Raleigh's are better cigarettes made with better tobaccos. And you can prove this all-important fact for yourself. Compare the open ends of a pack of Raleigh's with any other cigarettes. Yes, any others. You'll see the tobacco in Raleigh's is unmistakably more golden in color. And what does this mean? Any expert will tell you that golden tobaccos are choicer, more expensive. Yes, you can see for yourself that Raleigh's do give you the finer tobaccos. A blend of 31 of these more expensive golden tobaccos. And remember, Raleigh cigarettes give you valuable coupons, redeemable for over 70 luxury premiums, and for defense bonds and stamps. When you save Raleigh coupons for defense bonds and stamps, you help defend your country. With so very much to offer, friends, it's easy to understand why more and more smokers, every day, are switching to the pack with a coupon on the back. Raleigh cigarettes. Played by Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra. And now we bring you the star of our show, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's bright young comedian, Red Skelton.
Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Say, Truman, I really had a tough time hitchhiking downtown here tonight.
Well, how did you get down here?
Some soldiers gave me a ride. Yeah, I creeped in a Jeep with a Fighting 69th. Audience, too, tonight, you know. Say, by the way, Truman, did you have a nice Christmas?
Oh, yes, Red, I did. And say, I sure want to thank you for the beautiful present you gave me.
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah. I've always wanted a bicycle pump.
Yeah.
And by the way, Red, did you like those shorts I gave you?
Were they shorts?
Sure. What'd you think they were?
I thought they were slacks, and I wore them bowling last night. Say, oh, hello, Harriet.
Hi, Red. Say, I want to thank you for your lovely Christmas present.
Oh, did you like them?
Oh, yes. How did you ever think of putting initials on Kleenex?
I suppose you got other lovely presents.
Oh, I'll say. Somebody sent me a perfume bookmark.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And now when my bookmark slips down and I lose my place, well, all I have to do is just smell along the edge of the book till I come to the right page.
Oh.
I smelled along the edge of a book once.
You did, Ozzy?
Yeah, don't you hate those people who eat Limburger cheese when they read?
Say, what did Red get you for Christmas, Ozzy?
He got me a very expensive stick pin. It's an heirloom of a famous old American family.
Well, how do you know?
Well, the stick pin has his name stamped right on it. Wilkie.
Nothing.
Say, what's the matter with you, Red? You're looking very sad.
Well, a very unfortunate thing happened at my uncle's house on Christmas Day. They were having a party, and an awful fight started.
Oh, was anybody hurt?
Yes, my uncle was stoned to death with last year's fruitcake.
Oh, how terrible.
No, I'm just kidding. But he did have a lot of drinks.
I'll bet he had an awful hangover the next day.
Yeah, and there was a little mix-up there, too.
Well, there was?
Yeah, my aunt mistook a little booklet called How to Put Out an Incendiary Bomb for a book on how to cure a hangover. And did my uncle get sore when she poured that bucket of sand in his face?
You have a great family, don't you, Red?
Yeah, I saw my brother Christmas, and he was very nice to me. He invited me over.
He did?
Yeah, he says, come up and see me sometime. We'll open a safe.
Well, this is a wonderful time of year.
Yeah.
Say, maybe you can tell me.
I'll tell you what.
What are they going to have on New Year's Day in the Rose Bowl?
Just roses.
Johnny McCarthy loved Rosie O'Day. She was the prettiest thing. And every night in his sweet Irish way, under her window he'd sing, Rose O'Day, Rose O'Day, you're my Philagadooshie, Shinnamarooshie, Balderalda, Boom Tootsie, Rose O'Day, Rose O'Day. You're my Philagadooshie, Shinnamarooshie, Balderalda, Boom Tootsie. You're daring, you're darling, you're lovely.
That's what I mean when I say
Rose O'Day, Rose O'Day. You're my Philagadooshie, Shinnamarooshie, Balderalda, Boom Tootsie, Boom Tootsie, Boom Tootsie, Boom Tootsie.
Nan Moriarty, Sudanahu, Mary Malone, and the rest. They all want his favors, but what does he do? Sing to the one he loves best. Would you like to dance, Miss McKinney?
Oh, sure, and I'd love it, Mr. O'Nelson.
Let's go. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I hurt your feet?
Well, you did at the beginning, but they're numb now.
Oh, go along with you.
You're daring, you're darling, you're lovely.
That's what I mean when I say
Rose O'Day, Rose O'Day. You're my Philagadooshie, Shinnamarooshie, Balderalda, Boom Tootsie, Boom Tootsie, Boom Tootsie, Boom Tootsie.
That That was Rosa Day, my sung by Harriet Hilliard and Ozzie Nelson. Ah, shut it, Harriet. I wish I could have had a picture of you singing that beautiful song.
Oh, I should have brought my camera along.
Oh, have you got the camera bug, too?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, there's different types of photographers. Didn't you ever notice how different people have their pictures made?
Nope, Red, I haven't paid much attention.
Well, to start off with, we have a couple that goes to Coney Island and stops in those galleries along the boardwalk to have their picture taken. Harriet, you be Bim, and I'll be Bo.
Hey, Bo, let's buy some cotton candy, huh?
Yeah, you get it. I don't want any.
Why, don't you like it?
Yeah, I ate some cotton candy once. I ate it, and I ate it. And when I got home, half of me underwear was missing. Oh, look. Hey, what do you say? Let's take a ride through the Tunnel of Love, huh?
Nah, you ain't gonna get me in a tunnel of love again.
Nah, why not?
You always want a neck.
Well, that's what it's for.
Ah, you're thinking of a Davenport.
Oh, yeah.
Hot dogs, get your hot dog free, it's free.
Yeah, what's free, Bub?
A bun with every hot dog.
Oh, look at Bo, picture gallery.
Yeah, do you want to have your picture taken?
Step right in, folks. 3 poses for a dame. That's a pretty girl.
Yeah, how about me?
Vice versa.
Yeah.
Come on, let me take your picture. And if they come out good, I'll send them to California. To my friend, the big director, Lloyd Steak.
You mean Lloyd Bacon?
Look, you eat what you like, and I'll eat what I like.
Oh, come on, Bo. Let him take a picture.
Okay. Come on, we'll pose right here. Hey, what you hiding under that black cloth for, huh?
I want to see how you look through the lens. Now I'll put the plate in.
Yeah, I didn't think them was your teeth.
Oh, boy, you're a killer. Too bad I don't have a lampshade for you to put on.
Yeah, I guess you got a sense of humor, huh?
You heard of Fibber, McGee, and Bill Thompson?
Yeah.
That's me all over.
That's you all over.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that long tube with a bulb on the end of it? Listen, wise guy, you squirt water in me face. And I'll hit you on the head so hard that you'll have to unbutton your vest to see where you're going.
Okay. All right, folks, smile. I forgot to tell you not to get excited, because I'm out of regular flash powder, so I'm using this gunpowder instead.
Oh, is that okay?
Well, I look like a dope. Did you ever hear of TNT? Well, that's me all over.
That's you all over.
Ready? A 1, a 2, a 3.
Hey, where's the photographer?
That's him all over. Then we have Clem, the fellow that lives way out in the country. Clem has the only camera in the community, and he's on his way to his girl's house to take more pictures. Well, this is where Daisy June lives. Looks like her old man's home, too. Either that or he's got 2 suits of underwear. I'll just climb through the window. Well, how about that? Broke on both sides. Oh, yoo-hoo, Daisy June. Big Feet is here.
Hey, hello, Clem. How are you, Clem? Give me a great big kiss, Clem.
Oh, I better not. Your old man's watching me.
How do you know?
I can see the glint of his eye along the barrel of the gun. Gee, you look pretty today. I sure like that pencil-striped dress you're wearing.
It's not a pencil stripe. I tripped on a rake.
Hey, do you like my new suit, Daisy June? Some fit, huh?
Yeah, are those pants baggy or are you wearing a parachute? Did you shave today, Clem?
Yeah, I shave, but there's a shortage in steel for razor blades, you know, so I shave with a broken milk bottle.
You did, Clem?
Yep, and it was the first time I was ever shaved and pasteurized at the same time.
Well, there certainly is a shortage of steel. The government even took away my bustle.
You don't say. What they going to use it for, an airplane hangar?
Hey, Clem, what do you say we sit down here on the Davenport?
Okay, what do we do? Just sit here and look at each other, or don't you feel like laughing?
Now, let's put some of them pictures that you took in the old family album, huh?
Yeah, all right. I've always wanted to see that family album.
Well, here's a picture of Aunt Minnie. She's an old maid, but she's crazy about the man.
Yes?
Yeah, on Christmas Eve, she thought she heard Santa Claus and she met him halfway up the chimney.
You know, I have an aunt that's a little eccentric myself. She thinks she's Veronica Lake, but she's awful ugly.
She's ugly and she thinks she's Veronica Lake?
Yeah, she goes around with her ear combed down over one eye.
Clem, I'll bet you were ugly when you were very young.
Well, I was, that's a fact. When I was born, the nurse said to my old man, "Congratulations, we think it's a baby." Say, Daisy June, I got some pictures here. What do you say we blow out the lights and develop them, huh?
Okay, Clem. I'll blow out the lamp, huh?
Okay.
Hey, June! Hey, June! What are you doing with the lights out?
Oh, it's Pop. We're developing film, Pop.
Oh, that Clem is there, eh?
Oh.
Where's the shotgun? I'll pop him.
Oh, I better get out of here.
Don't run, Clem. I've got you covered.
Oh, yeah.
Clem, did I hit you?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Then we have a lady and her little boy. They're at home. They're at home when a guy comes along with a camera and a pony. So, Harry, how do you like that? Harriet, you be my mother, and I'll be the little boy.
Junior, what are you doing now?
I had shaving, and I had using Pop the electric wager.
Oh, don't be silly. What have you got to shave?
The living room rug.
Oh, Junior.
I had a bad boy, ain't I, Mommy?
Oh, you certainly are. Sometimes I'm sorry that we paid the doctor.
Yeah.
Junior, someone's at the door.
Yeah, I will put a chair up against the door and see who it is. Now I will peek through the little hole. What do you want?
My, what a tall little boy. Is there anyone at home?
Yeah, who sent you, Joe?
Now, come. Is the lady of the house home?
What did you tell him?
Nothing.
What you collect him for?
Not a thing.
Who you got a warrant for?
Nobody.
And you got the wrong house, Bob.
Now, look, Sonny. You tell your mother that the pony man is here to take your picture.
You got a pony? A real life pony?
Oh, yes, and tell your mother you want your picture taken on the pony.
Okay. Now, don't go away. I'll be right back. Hey, Mommy.
What is it, my little orangutan?
Mommy, there's a man at the door with a pony, a real life pony.
Well, if it's your father, tell him not to bring his friend in the house.
It ain't Pop, Mom. It's a man with a pony, and he wants to take my picture.
Well, tell him I'm washing dishes. Tell him I'm sweeping the floor. Tell him I'm in the bathtub.
You sure is busy, ain't you, Ma? Oh, come on, Mommy. I want to see the pony.
Oh, all right. But all I can tell him is no.
Well, yeah, let me see the pony. Oh, there's the pony, man. And there is a little pony. He is the one with the long ears.
Junior, get away from that pony.
It's all right, Mommy. I just want to pat him on his nose. Ooh, he bit me. I will fix you.
Junior, stop biting that pony.
Okay, but it's the first meat I've tasted in weeks.
Madam, would you like a picture of the child on a pony?
I'd like a picture of him on a runaway horse. All right, Junior, now you come right in the house. Come on.
Okay. So I got my picture taken. Well, goodbye, pony. Goodbye, mister. I'm awful sorry my family is so cheap.
Now, it's not that, Junior. Your father can take your picture on a pony.
Yeah, and it'll come out so blurred you can't tell who it is.
Now, that can't be helped. That's your father's condition.
Yeah, with him, everything's blurred.
Junior, it's just that he's nearsighted.
You mean he's beer-sighted? See, I will never get my picture taken. I will never know how I look when I was a little fellow. I'll have to tell all my friends I never had a childhood.
Oh, all right. I'll let the man take your picture.
Okay.
Here now, Sonny, I'll sit you right up on his back.
Oh, no. I ain't afraid. I ain't too high over the ground. I ain't too high.
Oh, Junior, don't be silly. Your feet are almost touching the ground.
He sure is low, ain't he, Mom?
Now hold still while I take your picture.
Okay.
And don't do anything to make the pony nervous.
Okay, I won't. He looked at me. I was sitting on the pony back. And I just found a great big pin. If I do, I get a whipping. I do it. I will use the pin and go for a wipe. Hey, look, Mommy, I am whiting. I hold aluminum. I hold little player. I hold my Furequam.
Friends, stop me if I'm wrong, but I believe you'd rather have a beautiful bridge table in your living room than an advertising poster reminding you to buy a certain brand of cigarettes. And that's why Raleigh cigarettes advertise to you with premiums. You see, the magnificent premiums you get with Raleigh coupons are a form of Raleigh cigarette advertising. These premiums are bought and paid for out of our profits, just as any other form of advertising. We have adopted this policy, this plan of spending our advertising money with you, so that you profit from each pack of Raleighs you buy. You not only get a finer quality cigarette, made with the choicer, the more expensive gold and tobaccos, but in addition, you profit with bridge tables, silverware, electric clocks, and over 70 more luxurious Raleigh premiums. And in turn, we profit, because each time you see these magnificent premiums, you're pleasantly reminded over and over again that it pays in many ways to smoke Raleigh cigarettes. Frankly, we believe this is good advertising. Friends, think it over, and you'll agree, too. The next time, get the pack with a coupon on the back, Raleigh cigarettes. Ladies and gentlemen, in a poll conducted by Motion Picture Daily, Red Skelton was chosen by the radio editors of the United States and Canada as the outstanding new star for 1941. Leon A. Friedman, who represents the Quigley publications on the coast, is here to present the award. Mr. Friedman.
Thank you, Truman. Red, this justly deserved certificate reads as follows. Motion Picture Daily has the honor to present this award of achievement to Red Skelton, selected by the radio editors of the United States and Canada as the outstanding new star of 1941 in Fame's annual radio poll. Red, in behalf of our publisher, Martin Quigley, and the radio editors, permit me to congratulate you. May you continue your most excellent work of bringing joy and laughter to a troubled world.
Mr. Friedman, I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate the compliment you just paid me. I can only say thanks sincerely to your publisher, Mr. Quigley, and to the radio editors of the United States and Canada for having chosen me. Eve medley played by Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra. Say, Harriet, did you ever notice a newly married couple having their pictures taken?
Oh, yes. Let's do that one, Red.
All right.
As the scene opens, we find them in their car just leaving the chapel.
Well, we're married.
Yep, we're married.
Yeah. You think it's okay to hold hands now?
Oh, gosh, Rodney, wasn't it a lovely ceremony? And there were so many people there.
Yeah, I guess we got the overflow from Gloria Vanderbilt's wedding.
Well, we certainly had a lovely wedding.
Yeah.
Tell me, did anybody throw any old shoes?
No, my head's always been lumpy.
Oh, hey, look, there's something in the way. You better blow your horn.
No, I'm afraid to blow my horn ever since.
Ever since what?
Ever since the finance company built a listening post.
Oh, look, here we are at the photographer.
Yeah. Well, let's hurry upstairs to the photographer. This tight collar's killing me. Oh, there it went again.
Hello? Rubin Studio. We flash your pan with a flash pan. No, Mr. Rubin can't take your picture today. There's something wrong with this camera. Every time he snaps it, a jab jumps out.
Pardon me. Oh, darn that collar. Is the photographer in?
He's busy right now.
Oh.
Newlyweds, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we were here last night, but your boss was out.
Yes, ma'am. At night we listen to the radio. There's nothing I like better than listening to the Skelton program.
Oh.
Sitting by the fireplace, shooting rubber bands in the fire.
Doesn't that smell?
You don't notice it with the program on.
I may have to give the award back, huh? Well, is your boss going to be much longer?
No, my boss is not very busy. He's busy right now. But I'll never forget the first time I got married.
Oh.
My wife says it was a wooden wedding.
A wooden wedding?
Yeah. Says she married a blockhead.
Oh, there. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Just married, I see.
Yeah.
Yes, we want to have some pictures made.
Something in the comedy vein, or did you bring other clothes with you?
Are you going to stand there and let that man insult us?
You want me to sit down, dear?
Well, how would you like to pose, sitting or standing?
Well, I want a background that will fit my personality.
Oh, really now? You don't want to pose with your head stuck out of a gopher hole, do you?
Will you hurry? We want to give our wedding pictures to our friends.
That is the dirtiest trick you could pull on anyone. Wonderful. You help take the picture. Take a look.
I'll take a look right through the camera here and see how they look. Man, they look like $1 million.
Did you ever see $1 million?
No, sir. That's what I mean. They look like something I ain't never seen.
Tell me, do you think they'll photograph?
Well, don't you think he ought to do something about them dark circles under his eyes?
Why?
His nose looks like it's riding a bicycle.
Say, will you hurry up? This is a rented suit, and this collar's choking me to death. Oh, there it goes again.
Mr. Rubin,
yeah?
I think we ought to do something about this double exposure. I think we're going to get a double exposure because I used the same film 4 times.
Did they? Well, look, develop it anyway. They're so gaga, they're bound to look good.
Well, folks, just a minute and I'll have your picture ready. This is one of them new 30-second developers. There you are.
Let's see the picture, please. I won't pay for this, sir. It's a double exposure.
What do you mean?
Well, she's got 2 heads and I'm sitting on my own lap.
Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra are playing I Know That You Know. And we all know that most of those New Year's resolutions we're going to make are pretty easily broken. But here's one I think most of us will have little difficulty in keeping.
That's right, Brad. Gentlemen, resolve right now to get more pleasure from pipe smoking, more all-around satisfaction. And you'll find all of that in Sir Walter Raleigh. Sir Walter Raleigh is better tobacco. It's made from a choicer blend of the finest selected Burley's grown, carefully cured and aged to give you smoothness, mildness, mellowness, and a rich nut-like flavor. And Sir Walter Raleigh burns even and cool with a pleasing, fragrant aroma. So, gentlemen, keep your resolution and keep Sir Walter Raleigh in your pipe. Tonight, try a tin of Sir Walter Raleigh pipe tobacco.
Red Skelton, with Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra, Harriet Hilliard, Wonderful Smith, and yours truly, Truman Bradley, will all be here again next Tuesday. We hope you'll be listening. Until next Tuesday, then.
This is Red Skelton wishing you all a victorious New Year. And goodbye now, and thanks for listening.
Red Skelton is heard on this program through the courtesy of the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios. This is the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company.
The Romance of the Ranchos. Westwood, 1820. Ex-soldier settles on Rancho. Westwood, 1852. Last Indian raid on Southland Rancho. Westwood, 1929. Great university founded on Old Rancho. The Title Insurance and Trust Company of Los Angeles presents The Romance of the Ranchos, a weekly dramatization of the colorful and romantic history of our Southern California. Each week, our wandering vaquero Frank Graham returns to tell the facts about a part of the Southland rich in the romance of the ranchos. Title Insurance and Trust Company of Los Angeles has asked me to say a word now about a different kind of insurance. Insurance for victory in our nation's war against ruthless enemies. Your purchases of United States defense bonds and stamps constitute a form of insurance that will provide protection against loss of possessions more valuable than property or life itself. America has never lost a war, and with the united people behind its war effort, it won't lose this one. Unite now for victory by buying more and more United States defense bonds and stamps. And now here to tell us the story is our wandering vaquero, Frank Graham.
Buenas noches, señoras y señores. First, I want to call your attention to a change in time for this program. Starting next week, The Romance of the Ranchos will come to you an hour and a half earlier at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. That's 6 o'clock next Wednesday evening and every Wednesday evening thereafter. Make a note of it, will you? And now, tonight, we're going to trace the romantic history of that part of our Southland around the communities of Westwood Hills, Westwood Village, Holmby Hills, and Bel Air. This land was once the great Rancho San Jose de Buenos Aires, a region rich in the romance of the ranchos. The history of this land began when Governor Felipe de Neve, in 1781, decreed the founding of a pueblo near the Porciúncula River, a town to be called El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de Los Ángeles. He also provided the population for that otherwise lifeless spot of Southern California. Up from Sinaloa came a tiny band of soldiers and settlers to found and build a village which was to grow into the great city of today. There were only a handful of them with their families. One of them was the soldier Maximo Analis.
So this is it.
See me, amigo. This is the site.
You mean to tell me that tomorrow we bring our families from the Mission San Gabriel, listen to a speech, and just call this barren, dusty spot home and stay here?
See. As soon as the ceremonies are over, we begin to build our houses.
And in the meantime, our families sleep on the ground in the dust.
Oh, come, mi amigo. You must not be discouraged. Any new venture looks bad at first. Wait until we have a few adobes up around the plaza, a few corrals and stores. Then it will begin to look like home.
Ah, it is a stupid idea anyway. Out here in the middle of a wilderness, nobody, nothing around.
Oh, but you are wrong. There are many Indian villages near here and the Mission.
Ah, the Mission. If the Padres want to live in the wilderness and preach to the Indians, let them. But why should I have to?
Oh, you do not understand. Can you not see? Can't you look out across these beautiful plains and see the country that could be? Fertile orchards, great herds roaming the grazing land, a thriving town, ships stopping at the bay, bringing goods to us, taking hides and tallow from us to every country of the world. Ah, that is a glorious sight.
Madre de Dios, this heat has touched your brain. You're completely loco. You're seeing things that don't exist and never shall.
Oh, no, you are wrong. They will exist. We will make them exist. Ah, this may be a barren, hot, dusty, lonely spot now, but wait, mi amigo, wait. Someday El Pueblo de Los Angeles will be a place to be reckoned with.
The prediction of Maximo Alanis was to come true many years after his death. Slowly, the little pueblo grew, but those early years were full of hardship, and there were some who could not weather them. One of these was Senora Alanis. After her death, Maximo lived on in the little house in the pueblo. For several years more, he carried on his duties as a soldier in the fast-growing Pueblo de Los Angeles. But age was creeping up on him, and one day he was called to see the captain who had just come from Monterey.
Buenos dias, Capitan. You sent for me?
Si, senor. Sit down.
I have done nothing wrong.
No, of course not, senor. In fact, it is to compliment you that I have sent for you.
Oh.
Si. You have been a soldier here for many years, have you not?
Oh, a trifle, si, some 30 years.
And your service to your country has been unexcelled.
Gracias. I have tried to do my best.
But, senor, are you not a little tired of the army?
Tired?
Si. You are not getting any younger, you know. And most of our men feel that they have done their duty when they reach your age.
I know. You mean I'm getting too old? Useless.
Not at all. A man with your vast experience is always needed. But you have served more than enough time to entitle you to a pension.
Pension? You wish to pension me off?
No, Alanis. Do not jump at conclusions. As long as you wish to remain in the service, you will be welcome.
Senor Capitan, you wish to discharge me, pension me off like an old horse. I have outlived my usefulness.
Oh, Alanis, stop it. I am doing nothing of the kind. I did not mean to hurt your feelings by what I said. I thought you would be happy.
Happy? To be discarded as too old?
Once and for all. I am not trying to discard you as too old. You are not too old. You may remain a soldier for another 30 years if you wish.
Gracias.
But most of your comrades in arms have asked for pensions after that many years. But you go on serving and asking nothing.
See, why shouldn't I? I am happy.
But, Alanis, after so many years of faithful work, you deserve some rest and some reward.
Reward?
See, the government wishes to reward you for your fine work. And you do not wish to take it.
But a pension, is that a reward?
See, most men think so. And that is the spirit it is given in. The government frees you from work, pays you 8 pesos a month, and you have nothing to worry about for the rest of your life.
Nothing to worry about. What would I do with myself? No work to do. 8 pesos to live on, and what would I do? How would I fill up the days?
Oh, you would find plenty to do once you got used to it. Besides, there will be the land to take care of.
Land? What land?
Oh, I did not tell you?
No.
Well, besides the pension, you are entitled to a square league of public land anywhere you choose.
Oh.
See, on it you keep your cattle, build a house, become a ranchero. Just like Sergeant Verdugo and Dominguez and all the others. So you see there will be plenty to do. You have a new life before you as a great ranchero.
The government wishes to do this for me?
See? It is no more than right after the fine service you have rendered.
Oh, Senor Capitan, I'm overwhelmed. It is too much. I thought... Oh, I'm sorry, Capitan. I thought you were trying to get rid of me.
Oh, no, senor. No, we shall be sorry to lose you. But I'm sure that you'll go on serving your country as a great ranchero.
See, mi amigo, it is fine, but now that I have my pension, what am I to do?
Do? Just sit in the sun and enjoy life. What more do you want?
Oh, to a man accustomed to action, just sitting becomes unbearable.
I should like to try it just once. Pension.
The pension is not that much. You cannot live like a prince, you know.
That is all the more reason for you not to move around too much. Action whets the appetite. Your pension is plenty if you sit in the sun and don't get too hungry.
You are hopeless, mi amigo. Oh, but this is no joking matter. I am serious.
See, I know. But why, if you want action, don't you go out and find your rancho that you have coming?
Oh, I have looked all around the pueblo. There's no land close by that is not spoken for.
See, I know. But there is plenty of fine, rich land just a few leagues away.
See, but I am an old man, lonely, my children growing up, my wife gone. I've lived all my life in the pueblo. I do not enjoy the prospect of going out to a lonely adobe in the hills to spend the rest of my days.
Then, my friend, get married. Raise another family.
Huh? What are you saying?
Of course, you are not so old. All this talk of pensions has made you feel old. You still have many years of life ahead of you. In fact, a whole new life. Look at it in that way, mi amigo.
Oh, but Mari, again, after my wife died...
I knew your wife too, senor. And she would not wish you to be lonely. If she could tell you, I'm sure she would want you to marry again and be happy.
Perhaps you are right. See, mi amigo. Perhaps you are right.
And so Massimo Alanis did not close his lonely heart to romance, and presently he found the love and comfort he sought. On February 2nd, 1818, at the Mission San Gabriel, he and Senorita Juana Reyes were married, and the old soldier started a new life and a new family. For a time, they made their home in the adobe of Senora Alanis, which stood on the land east of Alameda Street, near the Los Angeles River. But soon, disaster threatened.
Massimo, look at it, coming up to the very foundation.
Do not worry, mi querida. As soon as I have these few clothes packed, we shall get away to the hill. We shall be safe.
See, but our home, it will be swept away in the flood. And our lovely orchards, they are ruined, and our cattle drowned.
See, we shall not be able to save much.
But what are we to do?
I don't know, except that we shall not come back here. The spring rains would flood us out every year. I must find a home for us, a home that will be safe.
But where, Massimo?
I do not know, but I still have a parcel of land coming from the government. And now, mi querida, I must find it and claim it.
And so Massimo Alanis set out on a search for his rancho to be. With his old friend, he was riding one day.
Oh, mi amigo, we are almost 4 leagues from the pueblo. I'm dying of this heat.
Never mind the heat, mi amigo.
But this is wilderness. There is nothing here and no one.
That is all right. No one will bother you, and there will be no arguments over the land.
Oh, but amigo mio, so far from the town and so hot.
Massimo, either you want to be a ranchero or you do not.
Oh, but...
If you do, then you must give up the pueblo and come out to live where there is land for cattle and orchards. If you do not, then stay in the pueblo and be content.
Oh, if you were not my friend, I should be angry with you, but since you are my friend, you are right.
Gracias, mi amigo.
Oh, but I am so hot and tired, and I still haven't seen anything that looks good. Mi amigo, let's turn back and try another direction tomorrow.
Now, wait. We're almost to the top of this hill. I want you to see what lies over it. Just a minute and we will be there. Come.
Oh, very well, but I can tell you I won't like it. It's hot and sticky. I like the cool shade of the pueblo.
It is hot there, too. You can have your shade anywhere. Now stop quibbling.
Oh,
Hey, here we are at the top. Whoa. Now, look at that.
Santa Maria. Oh, it is a pretty view. See?
Pretty. It's beautiful. Look, there in the distance, you can see the ocean. Look at that plain, pasture land for the cattle.
Mi amigo, do you feel it?
Feel what?
The breeze, the cool breeze.
Yes, it's from the ocean. It is like that all the time. Even when it is hottest in the Pueblo, the breeze from the ocean is cool.
Oh, it is like heaven. I feel refreshed already.
Forget the temperature, mi amigo. Look at this land. It'll make a wonderful rancho.
See, it will.
Yeah, you like it?
Oh, of course. Did you not want me to like it?
Yeah, but you have hardly even looked at it.
Oh, I do not have to look at it, mi amigo. I can feel it. Any place that has cool breezes like this is wonderful. I shall take it. I shall live here.
Because of the breeze?
See. And I shall call my rancho San Jose de Buenos Aires. Saint Joseph of the pleasant breezes.
If you sell a parcel of real estate or borrow money and offer real estate as security, your prospective purchaser or the bank or other financial institution you're dealing with will probably require that you furnish a policy of title insurance. When you buy real estate or make a loan secured by it, you have every reason to insist on receiving the same protection, and here's why. Let us suppose that you're buying a parcel of land from John Jones, and that you have a complete record title of the land from the original United States patent down to the present owner, revealing no defect in the title of any of the previous owners. Now suppose that one of the deeds in this chain of title had been forged, or that one of the owners had been a minor who could not legally give a good deed, or that one of the deeds had been issued on behalf of a corporation by an officer who had not been legally authorized to do so, or that one of the owners who gave the deed was actually married and his wife did not join in its execution. These are some of the matters constituting possible title defects, which even the most careful examination of records might not reveal, and yet any one of them might jeopardize the title you're acquiring. A policy of title insurance from the Title Insurance and Trust Company of Los Angeles will protect you against these defects.
It was in 1820 that Don Maximo Alanis found his rancho, San Jose of the Pleasant Breezes, and applied for his grant. Then, without delay, he took his cattle to the new pasture land, for the community grazing tracts of the Pueblo were overcrowded. He began to build an adobe house in a grove of sycamores near the present site of the Marymount School, just north of the campus of UCLA. By spring, it was finished, and he loaded his family into a rumbling carreta and started on the journey to their new home. A distance of some 13 miles, it takes a matter of minutes today. But in 1821, the trip consumed almost a week. Not only because there were no roads, only trails, and the two-wheel cart with wheels made of imperfectly rounded slabs of tree trunks made slow progress, but the main reason was...
Massimo, there is a house.
See, it is the home of Don Manuel.
Bueno, we've been traveling all of 2 hours. I'm tired.
Carita, you mean we should stop?
Si, de seguro.
Oh, but I do not like Don Manuel.
I know, Massimo, but we cannot pass him by. You know that? He would never get over the insult.
But why must we stop at every house all the way to the rancho, whether we like the people or not?
Now, Massimo, you know as well as I that it would be a breach of custom if we did not.
Oh.
They are probably all prepared for us. Food and music and everything.
See, and we shall have to go through another fiesta. We have been away from home 2 days, and already we have been to 3 fiestas.
Gee, and this will be another.
And they will want us to stay 2-3 days. At best, we will not get away until morning.
What is the difference, mi querido?
I am anxious to get to our new home.
A few days will not make a difference. There is plenty of time.
See, of course, mi carita. It is not a question of time, but I am hot. I want to get to the cool breezes of the rancho.
We shall get there soon enough, mi querido. After 3 or 4 more days.
And fiestas.
Time meant nothing, and the traveler must stop at every house along his route for a visit. There was always food and music and dancing. There was rest and hospitality for as long as they would stay. But finally, Alanis was in his new home, his family safely established there, and one by one, the pleasant years rolled by. They were prosperous, peaceful years, marred only by an occasional argument over water rights. But then, about 1840, when Maximo Alanis was indeed an old man, a real trouble threatened.
Maximo, mi amigo, it is true. Sepulveda has actually claimed part of your land.
No, I cannot believe that Don Francisco would do this to me.
Perhaps it is a mistake, but he has included part of the Rancho San Jose de Buenos Aires in the map of his land to be sent to the governor.
This has never been part of his Rancho San Vicente. You know that, mi amigo.
Si, I know it. So do most people around here. But does the governor up north know it?
See, that is the trouble. He has never given me full title to the land, even though they gave me possession of it for my services as a soldier. I never received any proper title.
And for all the governor knows, this might be Sepulveda's land.
See.
But, mi amigo, you must do something right away. If you do not, your rancho might be taken away from you.
But I have lived here for 20 years. Everybody knows that. More than that, what can I do?
You must petition the authorities right away. Ask for a proper title to this land.
See, I will do it immediately. Most excellent Comandante General of this Department of California, Don Manuel Michel Torena. I, Jose Massimo Alanis, a citizen of the town of Rosario and a resident in this city for a trifle of 60 years, come before your Excellency praying in the following terms. Most Excellent Sir, will your Excellency pardon my lack of words and boldness? I was given possession of my land, the Rancho...
Massimo Alanis petitioned the governor for proper title to the Rancho San de Buenos Aires. To his aid came many prominent citizens of the Pueblo to swear that it was truly his land. Among them were Antonio Maria Lugo, Vicente Sanchez, Agustin Machado, Anastasio Avila.
Which has compelled me to come before your Excellency with this petition. I trust in the power and authority of your Excellency to grant me this title to the property, and I swear I am without malice. I cannot sign my name. God and Liberty, Los Angeles, February 3rd, 1843, Massimo Alanis, who kisses your feet.
Massimo's petition was successful, and at last he held full title to the Rancho San Jose de Buenos Aires. It was not till long afterward that the final rest came to the old soldier, and a new era was to start for the rancho. This was a land of Americans now, and one of them, Don Benito Wilson, was to come into possession of Buenos Aires about the year 1852. It was in that year, too, and on the rancho, which is now westward, that something happened which caused the early Southlanders a great deal of merriment. It was early in the morning when the mayordomo of Wilson's rancho awoke to hear...
Pedro, are you awake?
What is it, senor?
Wake up, you stupid ass. Something is wrong.
What are the cattle bawling about?
That is what I want to know. Look outside. See what it is.
Oh, senor, it is dark.
Open your eyes. It is past dawn. You can see.
See, I shall look.
Well, what is it? What do you see?
Senor, Indians.
Indians? What are you saying, man?
See, Indians, they are stealing the cattle. It's an Indian raid.
An Indian raid? Impossible. This is 1852, man. We haven't had an Indian raid in this section for years.
No, Senor Wilson. But this is one. They were Mojaves. They come through Pass at Coenga. They stole 500 head of your cattle. We chased them.
They came through Coenga? But then they crossed several other ranchos to get to Buenos Aires.
See?
And they didn't steal any cattle anywhere else?
No, Don Benito. Only yours.
Well, that means they deliberately went out of their way to steal my cattle.
Maybe.
But why? Haven't I always been their friend? Haven't I gone out of my way to help them? Spent my good time and energy acting as Indian agent just to help them?
See, they call you stepfather of the Indians.
And then they do this to me.
Maybe
why?
Because you are their friend. They do not like to steal from strangers.
After all I've done, why, if I ever catch them...
Senor, you are angry with him? You said...
Never mind what I said. For once in my life, I'm angry at them. If I can lay my hands on them, I'll cut out their hearts.
Don Benito.
I mean it. And I will catch them. Gather them in right away. After all I've done for them, they do this to me.
Don Benito chased the mischievous Mojaves across the mountains, but in vain. That is what made the incident even more of a joke to the townspeople of Los Angeles. Seeing good-hearted old Don Benito hot on the trail of some of his beloved Indians, really angry for once in his life. But that was the last Indian raid on the rancho. And now, under American influence, its phenomenal growth began. In 1884, John Wolfskill bought the Rancho San Jose de Buenos Aires for something over $40,000. 3 years later, after the Santa Fe Railroad came through, he was approached by a man.
Mr. Wolfskill, I represent the Los Angeles and Santa Monica Land and Water Company. Ever heard of us?
No, I haven't.
Well, you will hear lots about it. We're organized to start a new town right around here. We'd be interested in buying your land. That is, if you don't want too much for it.
Well, I'm not particularly interested in selling it. Probably ask a pretty good price.
How about, say, $100 an acre?
What? $100? Why, man, that'd come to almost $450,000.
Yep. If that ain't enough, well, I could see my associates.
Holy mackerel. $450,000.
Hey, Mr. Wolfskill, don't you feel well?
The elaborate plans of the Los Angeles and Santa Monica Land and Water Company to build the town of Sunset, near where Westwood Village is today, were unsuccessful. And Buenos Aires remained a rancho until about 1919, when Arthur Letts, founder of the Broadway department store in Los Angeles, bought it and started subdivision of the first unit of the area, Holmby Hills. Later, the Jans Investment Company handled the development of the land into the present beautiful communities. Then, in 1929, a portion of this property was chosen as the site of the great new University of California at Los Angeles. With the huge institution of learning came business and homes. And in the 12 years since then, the area with its communities of Westwood Village, Westwood Hills, Holmby Hills, and Bel Air have completed as phenomenal a growth as any in fast-growing California. From a grain field in 1919 to an area with almost 24,000 inhabitants and many millions of dollars worth of building investments, such is the story of modern progress on Massimo Aldinice's Rancho San Jose de Buenos Aires. And such is the romance of the ranchos.
Frank Graham will be back in a moment to tell you about next week's story. He also has a very important announcement to make to you. Tomorrow, Title Insurance and Trust Company of Los Angeles begins another calendar year of service to the community. A service which, briefly stated, consists of providing to all of you who deal in real property a prompt, efficient, and sound title service at rates that are decidedly lower than those prevailing generally in other parts of the United States. With every confidence in the future of the community and the nation, Title Insurance and Trust Company and its entire personnel join in extending to all of you best wishes for a happy and prosperous new year in 1942. What's the story for next week, Frank?
Next week, we're going to tell the romantic love story of a young American, Joseph Chapman, and the beautiful young senorita who saved his life. I know you'll want to hear it. So be sure to make a note of a change in time for this program. Next week, the Romance of the Ranchos moves up an hour and a half in time to the more convenient hour of 6 o'clock. That's next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Romance of the Ranchos will come back to you with the story of Joseph Chapman. So until then, this is your wandering vaquero, Frank Graham, extending my best wishes for the coming years to each one of you. Feliz Año Nuevo. And buenas noches, señoras y señores.
The Romance of the Ranchos, a presentation of the Title Insurance and Trust Company of Los Angeles, featuring Frank Graham as the wandering vaquero, is dramatized by John Dunkel and produced by Ted Bliss, with special music arranged by Irwin Yo. Remember, next week, Romance of the Ranchos comes to you at a new time, 6 o'clock on Wednesday, 1 hour and a half earlier. Bob Lamont speaking and bidding you good night. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.